You're listening to the Valpo Sports Radio Network, home of Valparaiso Beacon Athletics.
Sacking to Kaiser. Kaiser driving. He dumped it underneath Gordon. Laid it in. 3 seconds to go. It's Clemens in the backcourt. Clemens will have to launch from half court. No good, and Valpo wins it. Aaron Gordon off the John Kaiser assist.
From kickoff of football season to Arch Madness, the Valpo Sports Radio Network brings you every thrilling moment for the brown and gold.
Taken away by Morgan, gives to Edwards in transition, goes on the glass, and a monster one-handed poster. Oh my goodness, Sheldon Edwards, you are incredible.
On air at 95.1 FM and streaming live at thesource95.com. You're listening to the Valpo Sports Radio Network.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are live from the Athletics Recreational Center on the campus of Valparaiso University for tonight's men's basketball Missouri Valley Conference matchup featuring the visiting team on the scoreboard, the 8-5 Southern Illinois Salukis, who are coached by Brian Bolins, who is in his second official season overall at Southern Illinois University, and the home team, the 8-7 Valparaiso Beacons, who are coached by Matt Lonick, who's in his sixth official season as the head coach of the Valparaiso Beacons. Hello once again, everyone. I'm Zach Collins. We're just about 25 minutes away from tip-off, and now we'll start here with the Northwest South men's basketball pregame show right here on the Valpo Sports Radio Network. Well, fans, Valpo will be trying to bounce back into their own winning ways after a 92-65 setback against the UNI Panthers on Wednesday, and this game is going to be a very important one for the Beacons. It would bring them to 500 in the Valley overall. If they bring them to 1-3, that's a lot tougher than coming back in almost any circumstance. So they definitely want a big win here tonight over the Salukis. But overall, despite that loss to UNI, Valpo is actually 5-2 in their last 7 games. The defeat actually snapped their 3-game winning streak. They were pretty much on their winning ways. They had a lot of home games in a row. They were playing very well at home. Finally go on the road, and they get a loss. So a little bit different there, but at the same time, they're without the starter of Thomas Kithier due to the health and safety protocols, and the team's actually 1-4 in games only when Kithier or Cricky play. So if Kithier's playing and Cricky's not playing, or vice versa, they're 1-4. They just have to have either Cricky or Kithier down low underneath the basket. Loddick's offense seems to really run strategically based off both of those guys down underneath in the post position, and that's what he relies on a lot of his offensive rhythm. And at the same time, both Kithier and Cricky do play very good defense underneath the hoop, so both are very, very important. When both of them are playing, they're at 7-3 overall, so definitely shows the difference that those two players make. Trey Woodyard was also out in the game against UNI due to the health and safety protocols. A good guard. He's going to be back here tonight, as well as Thomas Kithier against SIU. And actually, when Kithier returns, the figures that he gives, he just really brings that rebounding boost. The team averages 6 or more rebounds when he plays. He averages around 6.5 rebounds per game. So he's a very big player underneath the basket. Actually, the 92 points allowed against UNI is pretty rare. The last time the Beacons turned to more than 90 points in a game was on March 7, 2016. Not even during the Matt Loddick era. This was during the Bryce Drew era when they lost 99-92. A much closer game at that one. There was an overtime loss to Green Bay in the Horizon League tournament in Detroit. So a bit different kind of scenario that we had there, but we move on. Valpo's hoping for their big win here today. We'd like to remind you that the Valparaiso men's basketball pregame show is brought to you by Hungry Howie's, First Source Bank, Allegiance Credit Union, Culver's, Holiday Inn Express, Lakeshore Bone and Joint, Rural Excursions, Wings Etc., Bud Light, Berkshire Hathaway, Highland & Feller, Pepsi, Terry's, Discount Windows, and Ticket Smarter. And once again, you're listening to the Northwest South men's basketball pregame show right here on the Valpo Sports Radio Network. Also continuing with that last game against UNI, Kobe King hauled in a career high of 9 rebounds to outpace the team to the boards. This also actually topped his personal best of 7 when they played against Eastern Michigan on December 20th. He also had 14 points, which is the 5th time in his 6 Valpo games that he's scored a dozen or more. Kevion Taylor had 17, which led the team in scoring for the third time this season, and also turned his 8th double-figure scoring output of the year and his 89th of his collegiate career. Very tenured player, Kevion Taylor, a very good addition to this Valpo team. Definitely helps them in clutch plays and games. And, you know, as you have to look at him, he averages around 11 points per game, so he definitely contributes very heavily on the offensive end, even better on the defensive end as well. He's a very good, versatile player on the floor, so definitely look out for Kevion Taylor in this game as well tonight. Going over the series overall between the Beacons and the Salukis, Valpo actually holds a 7-5 advantage over Southern Illinois in a series that dates all the way back to 1928. And that first matchup actually goes so far back to the point where it was actually 1929. This is actually wrong for once. It was February 18th, 1929. Valpo won in a very high-scoring game. They won by 5, 26-21. The Beacons were coached by Earl Scott. Earl Scott coached here at the university for just 2 years. So very interesting little stat to throw at you there as well in terms of this series. The two teams actually split a pair down to the wires last season in Carbondale. Beacons actually picked up a 66-65 victory in the first of 2 games as they played on February 21st and 22nd. And actually the second game, they lost by 3, 67-64. The Salukis took a win there in Carbondale. Valpo's also 5-3 against the Salukis since joining the Valley. The two teams have split the season series in 3 of the 4 times that they've played each other in their campaigns. Valpo is a perfect 3-0 at home against Southern Illinois during the MVC area. So when Valpo joined the Valley, that is their 3-0. Prior to Valpo joining the Valley, the two teams had not met since 1980. SIU's most recent visit to the Arc was February 12, 2020. Valpo won 55-38, setting a program record for the fewest points allowed to a Division I team since the advent of the shot clock in 1985 and 1986. I actually was at that game. It was one of the best defensive games you could have ever gotten, really out of both of the teams. SIU's program and really what they developed to be even now is they really developed to be a heavily defensive program. They only average around giving 59 points to other teams per game. They're one of the best teams in the nation in terms of their defensive game. But at the same time, back then, they were a good defensive team, but they just couldn't score. Now they have a few scorers on their bench, which really do help them get prepared for games. Since Marcus DeMass, you have Lance Jones, 2 very good players averaging around 15 points per game each. So 2 very influential players on this team as well. So definitely look out for SIU here tonight. They're second in the Valley. They're going to definitely compete here tonight in this game against Valpo. So make sure to stay tuned as when we return, we'll talk more about SIU and the Beacons, keys of the game, conference standings, and the starting lineups. And as usual, we'll talk to Associate Head Coach of the Valparaiso Beacons, Luke Gore, and the tip-off of this contest will follow soon after. So stay tuned. You're listening to the home of Valparaiso basketball here on the Valpo Sports Radio Network. We'll be back here in 2.5 minutes.
Do you hear that? That's the sound of Hungry Howie's hot, real mozzarella cheese melting over a bed of dough made fresh today. And flavored crust loaded with any combination of our mouth-watering flavored crust flavors. You probably didn't think Irresistible had a sound. Well, it does now. Now get a meal deal for any budget starting at the irresistible price of just $5.99.
Hungry? Howie!
You work hard for your money. We know you do. With that same work ethic, Allegis Credit Union has been serving the very same hard-working Northwest Indiana community residents for over 50 years. There is no better place to go for your financial needs, such as new and used vehicle loans, personal loans, Visa credit cards, and home equity loans. We are here to help you get that loan you deserve. Make it easy by simply applying for your loan online at allegis.org or stop into the Allegis office nearest you. Not only can Allegis offer affordable payments, but also extra benefits, such as a fast application process and no payments for 90 days. Come to a place where we take care of hardworking community people like you. Visit allegis.org for more information today. That is allegis.org. Contact Allegis for more information on the 90-day no payment option. Membership required for loan disbursement.
You trained for this all year. Endless hours of cardio, conditioning, and weights. And now you are ready. Ready to trek back to your seat from the concession stand. Through the lines, lost fans, and that mascot who wants you to do a little dancey dance, all without spilling a drop of your ice-cold Bud Light. Welcome back to football, sports fans.
Whether it's buzzer beaters,
puts one up at the buzzer, and we go to overtime.
big celebrations,
or an electric atmosphere,
we've got it all in the Valley. We've got some of the best.
we mean the best.
Women's basketball in the nation.
And the postseason starts here
At Hoops in the Heartland.
We'll see you in the Quad Cities.
March 10th through 13th, presented by Grinnell Mutual Insurance. Visit NBCQuadCities.com for ticket information.
Live on WVUR 95.1 and streaming at WVURTheSource.com, you're listening to the Valpo Sports Radio Network. And we are back here in the Athletics Recreational Center. I'm Zach Council. We'll continue here with our Northwest Health Men's Basketball pregame show right here on the Valpo Sports Radio Network. Let's look at this week's games, which are brought to you by IBEW, the Powering America team of Northwest Indiana. In this case, let's look at this weekend's games. There's actually quite a few games taking place today. We'll give you a couple final scores on those eventually here as well as we get prepared for Valley play. A lot of teams taking place with one another. A couple of games that were actually have to be rescheduled now due to health and safety regulations. So it'll be interesting to see exactly how things work out, what teams are playing one another. And I know one thing, you're changing your calendar just about every day, seeing, exactly when you got to be there, everything that's going to be taking place. So it's just been kind of a little bit of a struggle for just about everybody that we've been able to talk to so far in terms of, Valley play, figuring things out, just seeing how things are going to be run throughout the Valley due to the health and safety regulations and protocols that we've been dealing with. So, it's going to be interesting to see how the Valley plays out eventually, what players will play, what players will not. But looking at some of the final scores here, a couple of games that already had taken place, like Bradley Braves taking on the Loyola Ramblers of Chicago. This game actually going to overtime. Bradley, a team that is very competitive when it comes to Valley play and a very good team overall. Loyola Chicago just taking them by 7 points. A final score 78-71 in overtime. Bradley was outscored in the overtime period by 7, 12-5. Rick Mass had 20 points for Bradley, 7 rebounds and 1 assist. And for the Ramblers, Chris Knight had 14 points and 11 rebounds, 1 assist, having a double-double in that contest. Another game taking place currently right now in the second half, 5 minutes to go. Drake and Evansville. Bulldogs just up by 3 points in that game. When you come to Valley play, no matter what your record is, it's going to be a competitive game. Drake currently up by 3, 57-54 in that contest. And another game currently taking place as well. Missouri State taking on UNI in Iowa. Missouri State 11-5 this season. A very good team, very competitive team. Going to UNI, Valpo had just gotten beaten by UNI by quite a few points in that contest, giving over 90 points to the Panthers in that contest. Currently, that game is 32-31. Northern Iowa just scored after a free throw. 42 seconds remaining in the first half there. And, of course, your game here, Southern Illinois taking on Valparaiso. This will be the latest game in today's contest of Valley competition. So definitely look for these games to be highly competitive here in today's contest. And it'll be really just a great matchup. Indiana State was regularly scheduled to play Drake, but that game was postponed, and Drake was rescheduled to play Evansville. So if you were confused why Indiana State wasn't playing Drake today, that's exactly why. And tomorrow, a game that is also going to be postponed. Evansville was going to travel to Illinois State. Illinois State out currently due to the health and safety regulations. That game will be postponed and will be scheduled on a later date. So definitely pay attention to Valley games, Valley play that is currently going on. It's definitely something different we're not used to. But, hey, we got to deal with it. It's life how it is right now. And we're just going to get through it. So that's the best way we can put it. And, hey, we still got some college basketball to watch, and that's the best thing that you could ever have. especially in this day and age. So let's talk about the Salukis, as they and Loyola are the only two Valley teams that have not given up 70 points in a row game this season. They currently allow 58.9 points per game. I said about 59, which actually ranks the MVC in 20th nationally. So they're a very, very good defensive team, as I had mentioned. They're just one of the best overall in the Valley in terms of defense. Brian Mullins has just been known for being a coach that really gets his guys in terms of getting them to play hard and aggressive defense. And you can definitely tell that when they're on the floor. I mean, they're just probably one of the best defensive teams I've ever seen in college basketball. Even compared to last year, they're a very good defensive team as well. So definitely look for them to play some good defense and really challenge Valpo on a lot of their offensive possessions. They also lead the MVC in three-point field goal percentage defense. They're at 31.5% and are 19-1 in the last 20 games when out rebounding an opponent. Valpo's been known to be out rebounded, so definitely look for that one here today. They have won or tied the rebounding battle in 10 of the 13 games this season as well, and they have the only MVC game to date, which was the 54-52 victory at Evansville on December 1st. They haven't played anyone in the Valley since. They actually haven't played since beating Grambling State 75-64 on December 28th, so they've had quite a long time since playing their last game, just about a week and a half. So this program, they're a very successful program, and in their last two games were actually postponed, as I mentioned, due to the health and safety protocols. They were supposed to start Valley play, and one of those was supposed to be Indiana State. Indiana State currently also not playing here tonight as well in Valley play against Evansville, or excuse me, Drake is what they were originally supposed to play. They'll hold a 6-2 record over their last 8 games and have won 3 out of their last 4 games, with the lone loss coming to the nation's best team on the road, which is San Francisco. A very, very good team, almost holding a top 25 contention there. And they also hold a 6-0 home record, with just a 2-5 mark in games played outside of Carbondale, which are road games as well as neutral site games. In terms of just road games themselves, they're 1-3, 1-2 at a neutral site. They're picked to finish 5th in the MVC preseason poll with the Marcus Damask on the MVC preseason second team, and Lance Jones on the third team. 2 players, as I mentioned before, very, very, very good players on the floor. Damask is averaging around 15.2 points per game, rebounding around 4.8 rebounds per contest, and Lance Jones averages around 14.7 points per game. Ben Copat Jr. at around 12 points per game. Lots of players averaging in double figures. When you look at this team, you have to look at their past teams. You have to look at those teams and think, all right, what did they do well on? They were very good in terms of being successful on the defensive side. They're actually a very good team in terms of trying to get to the basket. They are a team that like to drive to the basket on most attempts. So we'll see what they do here tonight against Valparaiso. We're joined here by associate head coach of the Valparaiso Beacons, Luke Gore. And Coach, it's great to have you here once again on our pregame show. Now, the game against UNI, probably not exactly what you guys were looking for. Of course, we just have to talk about it. What didn't go smoothly in that game, and what did you see going right coming into this game?
Well, everything didn't go right in that game. I mean, they jumped out on us. We didn't have much. We couldn't get back. They played really, really well. They've been playing well. They're a good team. I mean, they were picked to win, be first or second in the league, and they showed it that night. And they're a good team. And we didn't have much pop. I mean, I don't know what it was, but we focused on some things that we're going to get better at, and we're going to learn from it. And that adversity, we're going to look in the eyes and get better from.
Now, Coach, this is a team that you're taking on SIU. They're ranked in the top 20 nationally in terms of teams with some of the best defense overall. How do you look to combat this team here on your offensive end?
Well, first we're going to stop them too. All right, we're going to really guard, and they're going to really guard. It's going to be a grinder, and we're going to attack the glass. They don't give up many offensive rebounds. We're going to try to go get some. They don't push in transition, so we feel like we can take advantage and try to attack the glass. They're in sync on defense. They play really hard, and they played a tough schedule, and they beat some good teams. And so we're going to have to be ready and have to get after it, and then just take care of the ball, get a shot up, and then get back there and guard ourselves and make it tough on them.
Now, Marcus Damask, a very good player in Valley play, one of the best for SIU. How do you plan to stop him here tonight?
Well, he was freshman of the year 2 years ago, and he missed last year, and that probably had a lot to do with some of their games that they struggled scoring. He can shoot it, he can post, he offensive rebounds, he can drive a little bit. So Kobe King will start off on him, except he's going to get there's going to be some switches and different guys to get on him. We just got to take away his airspace, not let him get comfortable. A couple years ago, we had him. He only scored 23 points, but he scored 20 of them in about a 3-minute stretch. We just lost him. So the rest of the game, we locked him up, and that was the difference in the game. That 3-minute stretch, we lost by 2 or something like that. We beat him the other game. So once again, he's a very good basketball player, and if you give him space or he gets comfortable, he can reel off a lot of points.
And just one last thing, you have Thomas Kithier and Trey Woodyard active for tonight's game here. How are they going to make a big difference on this offensive and defensive end for your team as well?
Well, start off with Trey. Just having Trey back is exciting. He's only practiced one day, but he was starting to really come in his own, make some shots for us, get on loose balls and do some of those things. So it's exciting to just have him back. Trey's such a great member of the team, and his future is huge for us. And so having him back, and then Thomas is the quarterback of our team. I mean, everybody knows that. Defensively, offensively, he's the quarterback. So he brings toughness, he brings rebounding, he does a lot of things for us. Everybody's excited. He makes everybody better on the court. So him being back is awesome.
Well, thank you so much, Coach, for joining us here on our pregame show, and good luck in tonight's game.
Thanks, Zach.
That's Associate Head Coach of the Valparaiso Beacons, Luke Gore. It's always a pleasure to be able to talk with him throughout every contest and throughout the rest of the season as well. So, of course, make sure to join our pregame shows every Valpo game to make sure you get the inside scoop on this Valparaiso Beacons team. We're going to take a look today at the conference standings, which are brought to you by Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Valparaiso. One team, of course, leading the Valley is Loyola. They're at 1-0 in the conference overall. They've only lost 2 games, one of those being against Michigan State, one of the best teams overall. A team that's almost slightly near that contention of being ranked as well. They're on a 6-game winning streak. Definitely Loyola, one of the better teams overall in the Valley, and also getting their big win today, which will actually bump them up overall to 11-2 in the Valley and 1-1 in the conference. Of course, reading off something that was a couple days ago written, so just a little bit different there in terms of looking at this conference standings overall. Southern Illinois right behind them. They're 8-5, as I had mentioned. They've only played 1 Valley game overall. That was against Evansville. Big win coming for the Salukis there. Missouri State right behind them. They're at 11-5, and currently Missouri State is beating Northern Iowa by 1, 34-33 in that contest. They're also on a 3-game winning streak, so UNI looking to snap their 3-game winning streak there. The Drake Bulldogs, they're sitting at 10-5, 1-1 in Valley play. Indiana State right behind them. They're 8-6, haven't played in quite some time as well. They're also on a 4-game winning streak, so definitely look out for the Sycamores. Don't underestimate them this season either. Illinois State falling right behind. Valparaiso, UNI, Bradley, and Evansville finishing things out at the bottom end of Valley play as well. So definitely look for these teams to be very competitive. The only team that has not won a Valley game yet so far has been the Evansville Purple Aces, but they're looking to take a win against Drake here today. They're very close in contention play with the Bulldogs and the Purple Aces. Drake just up by 2 in that game, 60-58. So make sure to keep you updated with the scores of that game and the final scores tonight as well. Also, one thing to mention before we go to break, Kevion Taylor enters tonight's contest just 4 points away from 1,800 for his collegiate career, split between D1 and D2. He'll become just the 30th active player at all levels of NCAA college basketball to reach the 1,800-point threshold, to become the 16th active player in the NCAA with 1,800 points and 600 rebounds. So definitely look out for him here tonight as well. We're going to take a quick break for the pause of the national anthem, and we'll be back with you here in just 1 minute and 30 seconds. So we'll be back here soon to finish off our pregame show. We'll be back in 1 minute and 30 seconds. You'll listen to the home of Valpo basketball here on the Valpo Sports Radio Network.
Preferred 4-1 over any other orthopedic practice in the region, Lakeshore Bone and Joint Institute offers the specialized bone, joint, and muscle care needed to keep you in motion. Our world-class providers serve as the official team physicians for Valparaiso University. and we have proudly delivered specialized, experienced care throughout Northwest Indiana for more than 50 years. To learn more about Lakeshore Bone and Joint Institute, visit lbji.com.
Ticket Smarter is glad we are back to holding live events. If you are looking to buy tickets to the best sports, concerts, and theater events, all at the very best price, look no further than Ticketsmarter.com or on the app. Buying tickets at Ticketsmarter will help support children in need. For every ticket transaction on Ticketsmarter, $1 will be donated to a children's charity. Ticketsmarter is proud to be the official ticketing partner of bowl season. Ticketsmarter, a smarter way to buy tickets.
One meal everyone in your family can get on board with? It's Culver's. You may know us for our famous butter burgers, cooked to order for that great signature steak taste, but we're also known for our whole white meat chicken tenders and juicy chicken sandwiches, and our melty Wisconsin cheese curds, and our hand-battered North Atlantic cod.
At Culver's, we believe more menu options mean more ways to brighten your day. Welcome to Delicious.
Live on WVUR 95.1 and streaming at WVURTheSource.com, you're listening to the Valpo Sports Radio Network. And welcome back here to our Northwest Health Men's Basketball pregame show right here on the Valpo Sports Radio Network. I'm Zach Collins. Let's get into the starting lineup for tonight's contest, which are brought to you by Allegiance Credit Union. Allegiance is now offering up to $400 for vehicle refinancing and $200 for new student accounts. Visit allegiance.org for more information. First of the lineups for the visiting team, the Southern Illinois Salukis. And just looking at this team overall, they're a very good defensive team, as Associate Head Coach of the Beacons, Luke Gore, mentioned. Let's look out for these players here today. Number 5, Lance Jones. It'll be number 22, Stephen Verplanken Jr. Number 25, Ben Copay Jr. Number 1, Marcus Damask, and number 11, G.D. Malia. They're coached, of course, by Brian Mullins in his second official season overall. Actually, Saluki Hall of Fame member already for his collegiate career with the Salukis, and a very good player that went to the Sweet 16 when he was playing with the Salukis, and actually still holds the school record for assists. So a very, very good college basketball player. Also pretty good head coach as well. Definitely getting his team exactly where they want them. He's got a 28-30 overall record. Not too bad for a coach just starting off here. Definitely look for this team to be one of the big competitors in tonight's contest. Look for them to play some very, very good defense as well. Valpo's going to have to do a lot in terms of their offensive game and their rhythm to be able to compete here tonight. Let's get to the Valparaiso Beacon starting lineups. For, of course, we'll head down to the PA announcer for your Beacon starting lineups. Those are your Valparaiso Beacon starting lineups here starting today. It's going to be a very highly competitive game once again. Number 0, Thomas Kithier. Number 2, Preston Reedinger. Number 13, Sheldon Edwards. Number 23, Ben Cricky. And number 35, Kobe King. let's look into some of the players to watch in this contest today. For me, for SIU, it'll be number 1, Marcus Damask. Averages around 15.2 points per game, 4.8 rebounds, and 4 assists. He's coming out of a very good season in his freshman year as associate head coach of the Beacons. Luke Gore mentioned not playing last season, playing this season, coming out of a very successful tenure here so far in a Salukis uniform. And for the Beacons on the other side, we're going to look out for Ben Cricky, number 23 of the Beacons. He's going to be a very influential player coming in tonight's contest. Hasn't been playing much in terms of his offensive game, but has been a very good defensive player as well for the Beacons. Valpo's going to be wearing their home uniforms here tonight with brown trim and gold lettering. The Salukis wearing their white uniforms with gray trim and white lettering. Excuse me, it'll be crimson uniforms with the gray trim and the white lettering here. SIU will be going from right to left, Valparaiso from left to right here tonight. Still waiting for the media to give us some permission to start tonight's game as well. But thank you for joining us for our Northwest Health men's basketball pregame show right here on the Valpo Sports Radio Network. Be sure to tune in for our pregame show every game as Valpo starts off with the tip here as Cricky wins that one and Kethier picks it up immediately, hands it off to Preston Riedinger. Riedinger bounce pass to Ben Cricky at top of the key. Cricky driving down low on the left side. Left block puts up a floater. That one rims out no good. It's going to be rebounded by J.D. Malia. SIU with the ball. Marcus Damask hands it off to Ben Cope Jr. Back to Damask. Damask gets it to Lawrence Jones. Jones finds Malia. Malia top of the key now. Trying to find a man. Hands it off to Jones. Jones with a three-pointer here. That bricks off. No good. It's going to be a good rebound by Malia, but stolen away by Ben Cricky on that play. Edwards gets it to Cricky. Top of the key. He goes towards the left side. Gets it to Kobe. Kobe King. Back to Cricky. Cricky hands it off to Riedinger. Riedinger rolls to the right side. Kicks back to Kithier. This one's up for three. That one's no good. It's going to be rebounded by Damask. Jones passes up to Cope Jr. with a quick pass up. Cope Jr. tries to go cross court, can't find anyone. It's knocked away for a second, but he's able to maintain possession. Damask with the ball, bounce pass to Jones at the A of the Valpo logo. Gets it to Damask, top of the key. Bounce pass to Malia. Malia's trying to hand it off here. 7 on the shot clock. Damask gets it right side for Cope Jr. Back to Damask. 2 on the shot clock. 4-3 here. That one's good and puts it the first points of the game. It's going to go to the Salukis of Marcus Damask. Valpo now bringing the ball down the floor. Thomas Kithier dribbles towards the right side outside the perimeter. Hands it off to Preston Riedinger. He goes into the right corner. Gets it up to Kithier. He's at the right block here. Down low, heavily guarded underneath the basket. He's going to be turned over as he passes right to Ben Cope Jr. Cope Jr. driving in, puts up a shot. It's going to be no good as he travels before the shot was taken. He jump stopped, then took 2 steps. That's a travel all day in my book. Valpo's going to take over the possession here. 3-0 lead early for the Salukis. Preston Riedinger guarded by Lance Jones. Passes left side for Ben Cricky in the corner. Gets it down low to the left block of King. King drives, spin moves. It's in. And King will put on the first points for Valpo here in this contest today. A 3-2 lead held by the Salukis early in the first half. Jones dribbles to the right side. Gets top of the key for Malia. Malia rolls to the right. Hands it off to Jones once again. Jones bounce pass from Malia. Tries to find an open man as he's double pressured underneath. Preston Riedinger eventually gets the steal here and somehow keeps it out of bounds as he was going towards the Valpo bench, falling out of bounds. Sheldon Edwards out the ball at the free throw line. Rolls to the right side. Hands off to Cricky. Cricky passes top of the key for Riedinger. Riedinger right side for Kithier. Kithier at the left side of the floor. Gets it to Sheldon Edwards. This one's for 3. That just rolls out. No good. It's going to be rebounded by Cope Jr. Capet passes to Jones. Back to Capet. Capet top of the key here. He's going to hand off to Verplanken Jr. Verplanken, good bounce pass to Malia. He tries putting that one in, but it just rolls out no good. Good defense by Valpo down low. Thomas Kithier now top of the key. Coach Brian Mullins looking for a travel there. He's not going to get it. It looked like Kithier did travel. Now Kithier down low for 2. Puts that one up and in off the glass. Assist by Ben Cricky on that one. And SIU now with the possession here as Lance Jones comes to the near side. Passes top of the key to Damask. Damask bounce pass for J.D. Malia. Malia tried to find Damask down low. He wasn't open. Hands it off now to Verplankton Jr. Back to Damask. Screen by Malia to Damask. Now to Malia down low. He makes that one up and in. Good play by Damask. Even better roll by J.D. Malia. Valpo struggles up as they try to cross the timeline there. Was knocked away for a short second by Damask. Valpo will pick it up as Cricky hands it off to Sheldon Edwards as he's top of the key. Bounce pass to Cricky on the left inner side of the circle. Now to King for a shot. That one doesn't fall through. It's going to be rebounded by Verpinken Jr. of the Salukis. He'll roll with a quick offensive tempo. Go cross court to Damask. Now top of the key to Jones. Jones will roll to the left side. Screen coming by Malia. Now Jones for three. That one's no good. Just falls short as it hits the front of the rim. It's going to be rebounded by Kithier. Preston Rieger now passes to Kithier. Now to Cricky on the left side. Inside the perimeter, he takes a jump shot. That one falls through for Ben Cricky. Good shot by Cricky. 6-5. Valpo up in this contest. 15 minutes remaining here in the first half. Marcus Damask hands it off to Verplanken Jr. Now to Jones on the left side. Jones drives, finds an open lane, goes up, goes cross side. Capet Jr. for three. That one falls through for Capet Jr. That'll put up his first points of the game as well with that big three-pointer. Riedinger to Cricky, top of the key. Riedinger rolls to the left, hands off to Sheldon Edwards as he's on the left side. Guarded by Capet Jr. Bounce pass to Cricky, now top of the key once again. Cricky will roll off, gives it to King. King tries driving down low. He puts up a jump shot. That one just falls short. Rebounded by Kithier. Kithier gets out to Riedinger. This one's for three. That one falls through. Preston Riedinger with a big three-point play coming for Valpo. 9-8 advantage now goes Valpo's way. SIU crossing the timeline here as Damask hands off once again to Capet Jr. Now to Jones on the left near side. Capet tried to get it there to Malia. Is then be knocked away by a Beacon. Official does call it knocked away as it crossed the timeline. 10 seconds left in the shot clock now here. Damask top of the key, gets down low to Malia. It's going to be knocked away by Kobe King even before the shot was attempted. King, now to Kithier. Now gets it to Cricky. He drives into the lane. That just touches glass. No good. Good defense by the Salukis. Verplanken Jr. hands off to Jones. Now to Damask. 4-3 coming for Capet Jr. That's no good. In the same exact spot he was last time in his last three-point attempt. Valpo's going to slow up things here. 13:23 remaining in the first half as Preston Riedinger crosses the half-court line. Gets it to Cricky. Now goes to Kithier. This one's for three. That's no good. It's going to be rebound by J.D. Malia. Lots of action here. No stoppage of time yet so far, really, so far in this first half. Just two times so far. Jones gets it onto Damask. Now to Verplanken. Now back to Jones. 4-3. That's no good. Riedinger gets the rebound for the Beacons. He's going to slow things up here for Valpo. Goes in between the legs. Goes right side for King. Top of the key for Kithier. Valpo moving the ball on the outside of the perimeter. Sheldon Edwards on the left side. Heavily guarded by Verplanken Jr. Now to Riedinger, top of the key. Hands it off to Kithier. Now back to Sheldon Edwards and to Riedinger. 6 on the shot clock. Riedinger trying to find an open spot. It's going to be a defensive foul coming for the Salukis. SIU stunned after that call, which will head us to our first media timeout. We'll be right back here on the Valpo Sports Radio Network. Valpo 9, SIU 8. We'll be back in 60.
Such a blow to invest. Do it right now.
It takes courage to face up to things like volatile markets and Wall Street money traps. If you're unsure, worried, or losing sleep about your money, do something about it. Call Joe Murphy and the team at Murphy Wealth Management, proudly serving the Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana communities at 800-930-5905. Again, call 800-930-5905.
There are
are sports bars everywhere these days, but there's only one place for award-winning jumbo wings, bigger beers, and better food and drink values all week long. Wings Etc. Grill and Pub. We're so much more than wings. Enjoy wraps, salads, subs, seafoods, quesadillas, amazing appetizers, and awesome daily lunch food and drink specials. And now, when you can't eat here, order online for pickup at togo.wingsetc.com. It's fast, easy, and convenient. Wings Etc. Grill and Pub at 501 North Silhavy in Valparaiso and online at wingsetc.com.
Live on WVUR 95.1 and streaming at WVURTheSource.com. You're listening to the Valpo Sports Radio Network. Today's broadcast of Valpo basketball is brought to you by Culver's. Enjoy the Culver's Deluxe with real Wisconsin cheese, crisp lettuce, ripe tomatoes, pickles, sweet red onion, and our signature mayo. It's topped with a lightly buttered toasted bun. It's our butter burger at its best. Welcome to Delicious. If you're just joining us here, Valpo currently with the lead by 1 over the Salukis, 9-8 here in the first half. 12 minutes and 31 seconds left to go in this first half. Pretty much a long time of action there. Pretty much nothing called early in this first half, letting the guys play out, which is one thing that I like to see. One thing to note, though, in the Valley in terms of news, Murray State actually accepted the invitation to join the Missouri Valley Conference, which will begin on July 1st, 2022. The Racers of Missouri State are the only MVCs, or is the second MVC school from the state of Kentucky, which will be joining in this one. Belmont previously was admitted in September. This is actually the first time since 1976-77 that the MVC has added 2 schools in the same season of Creighton and Indiana State. The Valley has never expanded by 3 schools in the same season. And one thing that I think that they might be doing is expanding by 3 schools this season. I'm not entirely positive on that one, but if you want 11 teams or you want 12 in your conference, I don't know about you, but I like even numbers. I'm expecting Valpo to be joining a couple of other opponents here in Valley play. So with Loyola leaving, you're going to add 3, make it 12. Valpo is going to be taking over the possession as underneath their basket. Ben Cricky inbounded it to Darius Diavero, seeing his first action in today's game. Now going over to Taylor. Now to Cricky. Cricky spin moves, puts up a jump shot. That's no good. It's going to be rebounded by Marcus Damask. Damask will cross the half-court line as he comes here to the near side, the left side of the floor. Hands it off to Fowich. Fowich bounce pass to Damask. Damask going to roll to the right side. Now goes back to the left. Now goes right to the left block. Heavily guarded by Cricky. He tries to put up a shot. Fadeaway jumper. That one falls through by Marcus Damask. Good one under pressure by Cricky down low. Go with the fadeaway jumper on that one. Diavero right side for King. King gets it to Aaron Gordon, seeing his first action in today's contest. Gordon hands it off to Cricky. He's top of the key. 12 on the shot clock. Hands it off to King. King back to Cricky. Cricky the jump shot at the free throw line. That one falls through. Good shot by Cricky. It's now 11-10. Valpo up with the lead. It's been a back and forth action from what we've seen here so far from both of these teams. Hand off to Fowich. Fowich tried bounce passing to Damask. Knocked away by Darius Diavero. And that one's going to go out of bounds. And SIU is going to get the ball as they come out of bounds, but not until after this break. We're going to be back here, Valpo 11, SIU 10. You're listening to the home of Valpo basketball here on the Valpo Sports Radio Network. See you in 60 seconds.
Heinold and Feller Tire and Lawn Equipment strive to exemplify the true meaning of the words trust, courtesy, and honesty. In fact, many of our customers say we've done a pretty good job of it. Since 1958, we've been providing auto repair and full-service tire sales to Porter County, Indiana. Come visit us at our Valparaiso or La Crosse locations, or check us out at heinold-feller.com. We look forward to many more years of providing you excellent service, because at our Heinold and Feller, your family matters to ours.
There's no need to fear. The First Source Bank mobile app is here. As fast as a mobile deposit. Built to pay bills instantaneously. Powered to balance budgets. And with a simple tap, a call is placed for that personal touch. All this power is disguised as a mild-mannered app on your phone, ready to fight for your financial freedom.
Live on WVUR 95.1 and streaming at WVURTheSource.com, you're listening to the Valpo Sports Radio Network. Hey, Valpo sports fans. Wings Center Grill and Pub, located at 501 North Sohabe and East Chicago Street, has lunch specials featuring wings, burgers, wraps, rib tips, and more at amazing lunch prices. Weekdays from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Stop by and visit them today. Can't dine in? Order online at togo.wingsect.com. Wings Etc. Grill and Pub in Valparaiso. Valpo currently on an 11-10 lead here over the SIU Salukis. 11 minutes and 6 seconds left to go here in this contest. Let's just look into a couple things as well here. Just looking at Valpo overall, they've been 5-3 here at home this season. 1-3 on the road and 2-1 when playing at a neutral site. Matt Loddick's team's been known for playing very, very well at home. 55-24 overall in terms of their home record, and 24-51. Pretty much just switch your 55-24, but just subtract 55 minus 4. You get 51. 24-51 on the road. So a team that's a very good home team, just not as great in terms of road play. Valpo hoping to switch things up with that this season. And at the same time, 1-3, they can still improve with that, especially when it comes to Valley play. Anything can happen in the Valley. We're going to return back to play as Marcus Max passes into Ben Copette Jr. Gets it to Dalton Banks, seeing some of his first action here in today's contest as well. Trent Brown to Banks. Now to Filewich. Filewich at the Valley logo, puts up a floater. That one's no good. Shot clock was about to expire. He just threw that one up there. Good shot, though, on that one. King drives down low. He's going to be fouled as he drove to the basket on the left side, and he's going to go to the line for a pair. Waiting for the foul. PA announcer never did announce the actual foul. It's a lot of the time you can really get it off the official, or you can get it off of the PA announcer, as Kobe King will be going to the line. It'll be on Kyler Filewich. It'll be his first and the team's second in today's competition. King at the line misses his first. He's coming into this game shooting 73.7% on the season. La Crosse, Wisconsin native, formerly played at the University of Wisconsin, splits the pair at the line on that one. Puts Valpo up by 2 now early in this first half. 10:45 still left to go. Valpo 12, SIU 10. Dalton Banks bring the ball down the floor for the Salukis. Hands it off to Filewich. Filewich rolled to the right side. He hands it off to Damask. Damask in between the legs, goes cross court for Banks. Now up top of the key for Brown. Down low for Damask. Now back up for Brown. Left side for Copette Jr. Copette drives in, and he's going to be fouled on the floor as it looks from the far official with just 3 seconds left on the shot clock. It's going to be a foul called on Aaron Gordon, his first, and Valpo's first today of their competition. Dalton Banks is going to inbound underneath SIU's basket. Good inbound play coming for the Salukis. Marcus Damask got a good screen, got wide open underneath the basket, and got that one, put it up and in. We're tied at 12 here. Aaron Gordon, left side for Kevion Taylor. Inside for Thomas Kithier. Kithier gets to Taylor, top of the key. Bounce pass to Kithier, right side for Gordon. He put up a fake, but he did travel. He let go of the ball with the pump fake on that one. Gordon knew what he did, just trying to get away with it on that one. It was a good attempt. Sheldon Edwards will check in for Kobe King, and Ben Crickey will come in for Thomas Kithier. 12 all here, just under 10 minutes remaining of the first half, and the Salukis also bring in a sub of Anthony D'Avanzo. Inbound pass coming for Damask, gets it into Copette Jr., goes cross side for Banks. Banks crosses the timeline, and he'll dribble here on the near side, guarded heavily by Diavero. Right side for Copette Jr. Copette gets it to D'Avanzo, down low pass for Copette Jr. as he makes that one up and in. Good bucket there by the Salukis as Valpo trying to answer back with some points as SIU has one of their first leads here in today's competition. Pass up top for Kevion Taylor. Now to Cricky. Cricky gets it to Taylor in the left corner. Cricky's going to put up a screen. He's going to roll off. Taylor's going to roll with him. Pass to Cricky. Puts it up off the glass and in. Good assist by Taylor as he rolled with Ben Cricky. That's one thing. If you roll with that player, you're going to eventually one of the two is going to be open. It's going to confuse the defender on which way you're going. SIU quickly coming down the court. Diavanzo to Damask. Damask gets it to Banks. Banks dribbles towards the left side. Gets it back to Damask. Damask guarded inside the perimeter on the left side. Gets down to the left block. Spin move. Fadeaway jumper. That one falls through. 16-14, SIU up by 2. Diavero gets it to Cricky, top of the key. Left side for Gordon. Gordon back up top of the key for Cricky. Cricky spins, goes to the free throw line, trying to find an open man. Goes right side to Diavero. Diavero trying to drive in the inside. It's going to be a reach-in foul coming for the Salukis. Looks like it's going to be on number 24, Trent Brown. Actually, it'll be on Dalton Banks on that one. Interesting. They must have called Banks on the reach-in before Trent Brown on that last play. Lance Jones checking back in for the game for the Salukis, and Troy D'Amico coming in as well. Diavero goes to the right, tries to find an open man, hands it off to Taylor. Taylor driving on the inside, gets blocked as he goes up with his shot. He was looking for a foul. He's not going to get the call on that one. Banks, right side pass for D'Amico. Now back up for Jones. Jones dribbles to the left side, puts that one up as it rolls around the rim and in. Valpo now with their biggest point deficit of 4 points here of this game. SIU for their last 4. Valpo seems to be getting a little tired here on this one as SIU pretty much has a fast break offense just about every time. Diavero dribbles to the left side. Bounce pass to Cricky on the left block. Spin move, puts up the floater. That one falls through and in. Good bucket by Cricky. That's a spin move that he's been known for all season long. That's one thing he does. He's very, very dominant with that left hand. It's very hard to guard a left-handed player, especially when that left-handed player is 6'9". Brown goes right side to D'Amico. Now to Brown. Now to Banks for 3 in the corner. That's no good. It's going to be rebounded by Taylor. Taylor gets it to Diavero on this one. Right side for Sheldon Edwards. Down low for Ben Cricky. SIU looking for a travel. Goes cross court for Edwards. Left side for Kevion Taylor. Taylor tries driving in. Goes cross court for Diavero. Now to Gordon. Now to Edwards. This one's for 3. That one's just short as that falls out. It's going to be rebounded by D'Amico. Lance Jones now on the right side. He's going to try to drive in, and foul's going to be called before the shot on the floor. It's going to be on Ben Cricky as Jones try to drive in there, and it's going to be a blocking foul on the junior. We're going to take immediate timeout, so we'll be back here in 60 seconds. SIU 18, Valpo 16. You're listening to the home of Valpo basketball here on the Valpo Sports Radio Network.
Imagine this. Golden crispy fries with just the right amount of salt, dipped in your favorite sauce. You're thinking about McDonald's, aren't you? Make your McDonald's fried dreams a reality and pair them with your fave sandwich for just $3. Choose a bacon cheeseburger, McDouble, or hot and spicy McChicken. Add any size soft drink for $1 or a medium frozen Coke beverage for $1.69. Only at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Coca-Cola is a registered trademark of the Coca-Cola Company.
When it comes to keeping your family healthy, annual wellness visits with a healthcare provider are key. Routine exams and screenings can identify potential health issues early when they are most treatable. And Northwest Medical Group has implemented strict safety standards so that you can come to us confidently, knowing we are providing a safe place with quality care. We are committed to helping you stay well, and we offer both telehealth and in-person visits. Schedule an appointment today at mycarenorthwesthealth.com.
Live on WVUR 95.1 and streaming at WVURTheSource.com. You're listening to the Valpo Sports Radio Network. No matter the job at hand, Gastonia Tractor has a John Deere equipment with the power to take it on. Whether you're mowing your lawn, hauling material, or baling hay, Gastonia Tractor has the mowers, tractors, and implements you need. Find a location near you at castrac.com. Gastonia Tractor. Valpo currently down by 2 in this game. One of their first times they've been down in this contest. Biggest deficit really has been 4 points of Valpo's in terms of being down in this game. 18-16 SIU leading over the Beacon. 6 minutes, 57 seconds left to go here in this contest. Let's just look at Valparaiso head coach Matt Loddick. He's 91-85 as the head coach of the Valparaiso Beacons. He actually graduated from Stanford. Valpo played Stanford this season, did lose to Stanford in that one. He played for Stanford in 2004. Actually is the co-founder of the Team Life Skills basketball camp. Helps a lot of kids get in terms of being able to play basketball, learn the game, be with other kids, and just have a good, safe environment. It's a good thing to be a founder of, especially for that one. And actually was a quarterback in high school. Definitely shows in terms of his leadership skills here with the Beacons, especially in this contest here tonight. You've seen him on his feet, constantly talking to his players, as he always has done in every contest so far this season. SIU will be taking the ball out underneath their own scoring basket on their side. It's going to be inbounded, but stolen by Kobe King immediately on the inbound. He's going to try to drive down. Right side for Taylor. This one's up for 3. That one's just off the mark. Rebounded by King. He tries to put the putback to be blocked by D'Amico. Officials are going to call a timeout for Lance Jones. He fell on the floor. He fell pretty hard. He's sitting on the sidelines of the Beacon logo. Looked like he just took a hard fall on that one. He comes up a little sluggish, but nothing that looks like it's ultimately hurting. Probably just the blow of the fall itself making that big of an impact on him. Trainer over with him now, but they're going to sub in Dalton Banks for the Salukis, and he'll just go off to the sidelines, and SIU will resume play here. Inbound pass to Dalton Banks. He'll slowly cross the floor here as he passes to Verplanken. Verplanken hands it off to Damask. Damask now top of the key. Rolls to the left, passes to the left of Dalton Banks. Banks goes to the right side, finds an open lane. Now guarded by Edwards in that position. D'Amico with the ball here on the far side. Now goes to free throw line. Passes down low for D'Avanzo. D'Avanzo struggles a little bit with that one there. 2 on the shot clock, puts up a floater. That one's no good. It's going to be rebounded by Thomas Kithier. Preston Radiger now with the ball. Left side for Kithier. Kithier goes right side for Kevion Taylor on the outside of the perimeter. Moves it inside to Kithier. Now moving towards that right block. Spin move, puts up a shot off the glass. That one falls through for Kithier. Good bucket by Kithier as he drove in. Spin move, took one out of Cricky's book on that one. Brian Mullins looking for the foul call on his team. Didn't see anything on that one on his ankle. It's going to be a foul on Troy D'Amico, his first, and the team's 4th, as Thomas Kithier will go to the line to put up the 3-point play. He won't after he misses that one. That'll put Valpo at 1-3 from the charity stripe here tonight. Valpo was pretty good in their last few games here at home, making 100% of their charity stripe shots in their last 2 home games. SIU now with the ball here. D'Amico passes to Damask, and he slams that one down. Good bucket for Marcus Damask. You can see the SIU fans currently on their feet. They're excited about that one. Preston Rieger gets it to Kithier. Kithier hands it off to Taylor on the right side. Taylor rolls down right, puts up a floater. That one's no good, just short. Probably should have taken a jump shot and jumped into it on that one. As Banks tries driving down low for SIU, puts up a shot, and that one's going to fall through, and he's going to go to the line for a 3-point play. Foul's going to be on number 2, Preston Riedinger. That's going to be his first and team's 3rd in the contest. Valpo's going to bring in a pair of subs of Aaron Gordon and Ben Cricky. SIU's going to be bringing J.D. Malia as well as Ben Capet Jr. Going to the line will be number 3, Dalton Banks. He's 70% free throw shooter's only taken 10, so he's 7 of 10 on the season so far. Puts that one up and in. Finishes off the 3-point play. SIU 23, Valpo 18. Just 5 minutes remaining here early in the first half. Cricky, right side for Kithier. He's going to get a screen by Riedinger. He's going to roll off that screen, go to the left side for Aaron Gordon on the outside of the perimeter. Moves it inside for Cricky. Cricky guarded by Banks. Pushes it on the outside of Riedinger. 6 on the shot clock. Riedinger for 3. That's no good. Put under the pressure. Riedinger put that one up quickly. Just did not fall through. SIU will take over the possession here as Dalton Banks is at the shield of the Valpo logo. Goes left side for Damask. Down low for Banks. Good pass from Damask to Banks. And that'll force Matt Lonick to call his first timeout of this contest as well. It'll be just a 30-second timeout. Actually, they changed their mind on this one. It'll be a full media timeout, which will put us at our full media timeout as well. SIU 25, Valparaiso 18. We'll be back here in just 60 seconds. You're listening to the home of Valpo basketball here on the Valpo Sports Radio Network.
When it comes to flavor, do you like to mix things up? Find a new match from time to time? For some people, there are too many flavors out there to stay loyal to just one. That's why Hungry Howie's created the Mix and Match menu. Any 2 items for only $5.99 each. So whether you're looking for a delicious time with pizza and a salad, or a sub and Howie bread, or a Pepsi 4-pack and a Howie cookie, we're not judging. In fact, we're encouraging, especially for just $5.99 each.
Hungry?
Howie!
Hey, you! Don't do it! Don't take that job when you can have a career.
I'd love a career, but where?
At First Source Bank, we offer a variety of fulfilling career opportunities, schedule flexibility, good pay and benefits, educational opportunities for personal growth, and a chance to work with amazing people just like yourself. Join us.
Learn more at firstsource.com/careers. That's the number one, stsource.com. An equal opportunity employer. Male, female, disabled, veteran.
Live on WVUR 95.1 and streaming at WVURTheSource.com. You're listening to the Valpo Sports Radio Network. Arch Madness tips off March 3rd through the 6th in St. Louis, and the MVC Fan Hangout at Ballpark Village is the best place to celebrate before and after games. Visit the MVC Fan Hangout to enjoy Ballpark Village restaurants, entertainment, and everything Arch Madness. For more information, visit archmadness.com and click on Fan Hangout. SIU currently with the lead here of 25-18 in men's basketball action. 4 minutes and 29 seconds left to go. I'm Zach Collins here on the Valpo Sports Radio Network. Let's just look into this series overall. Valpo is 7-5 against Southern Illinois. Actually coming into this game as well, Valpo is projected to win by the ESPN BPI production of 61.6%. Southern Illinois 38.4% coming into this contest. That was with Valpo's Trevor Anderson involved in this one as he is out due to the health and safety protocols. Hopefully he'll be back to return here soon and get some playing action here, as he's a former Wisconsin player and Wisconsin native at that one. And he also did play at Green Bay University as well when Valpo was in the Horizon League, and actually was part of that game where Valpo lost in that big overtime loss, the 99-96 point loss the last time Valpo gave up over 90 points in a game. 25-18, 4 minutes and 18 seconds left here to go as King dribbles on the left side. He's heavily pressured. He's going to bounce pass, turnover by Jones. Excuse me, that will be by Banks, not Jones. Jones is still out on the sidelines over there. Copat heavily guarded by Riedinger. Copat gets it to D'Amico. D'Amico tried to hand it off to Banks, wasn't open, gets it to Damask on the near side here, guarded by Gordon, inside the perimeter, drives in at the Valley logo, trying to bounce pass underneath the basket, and he just goes right out of bounds. Valpo will take over on this possession. Darius Diavera will check in now for the Beacons for Preston Riedinger. SIU now 7 of their last 9 on a 7-0 run in the last minute and 45 seconds over the Beacons. Diavero gets it right side for Cricky. Moving around the perimeter is now to King. Now to Diavero on the left side. Diavero rolls even further, bounce pass down low to Cricky on the left block. He drives in, reverse hand layup. That one's up and in for Cricky. 25-20. Valpo now down by just 5. 3:25 remaining here in the first half. Dalton Banks on the far side near the Homer Drew logo. Hands it off to Damask, top of the key. Damask gets it inside for Copat Jr. He's at the Valley logo, puts that one up in the inside of the paint, and that one falls through. Capet Jr., a good player that we've seen here tonight, 7 points, 3 of 4 overall. Kricky gets it to King. Now back up top of the key for Diavero. Right side for Kricky. Kricky trying to find Gordon underneath the basket. He wasn't open, gets it to Taylor. Taylor gets it for King. This one's for 3. That one just rolls out, no good. It's going to be rebounded by the Salukis. Dalton Banks dribbles in between his legs. He goes to the right side. Goes cross court now for D'Amico. D'Amico hands it off to Damas. That one's for 3 and falls through. Marcus Damas now with 14 points. Hasn't missed a shot yet. 6 of 6 currently here tonight. Diavero, top of the key, goes right side for Gordon. Gordon tries driving it. Inside bounce pass to Kricky. He loses control for a second. Able to pick that one up. Gets it back to Taylor on the outside of the perimeter. 10 seconds on the shot clock. He takes one up on the jump shot. That doesn't fall through. And it's going to be rebounded by J.D. Malia. Malia gets it to Banks. Banks passes somehow through the legs of a couple of Valpo players and gets it to D'Amico. Goes left side for Banks. Hands it off to Malia. Malia trying to find anywhere open. It's going to be last off of Malia after good defensive effort by Darius Diavero. Sheldon Edwards will check in here for the Beacons, as well as Thomas Kithier. In for the Salukis will be number 14, Kyle Filewich. And now number 5, Lance Jones, checking back into the game as well for SIU. And Stephen Verplanken Jr. as well. Inbound pass to Darius Diavero as they'll cross the court. Crosses the timeline there, gets it to Taylor. Left side for King. King hands it off to Kithier. Now back to Darius Diavero. Left side for Kithier. Bounce passes to King on the far left corner. King rolls in, drives in, left block, puts up a shot. That doesn't fall through. Tries to get his own rebound. Finally does. Puts it off the glass and in for Kobe King. He comes back with a smile after he got 2 rebounds after that one. 30-22, minute 15 seconds remaining here in this first half. Lance Jones rolls to the left side, finds Damask on the inside. He puts it back out on the outside of the perimeter, finds Filewich down low. Now back up for Damask. This one's for 3, and that results in his first missed shot in tonight's competition. Darius Diavero on the near side. Bounce pass to Kithier. Kithier finds Edwards. He rolls back out. He goes to the free throw line, takes a jump shot on the right side. That's no good. It's going to be rebounded by Filewich. An official is going to call the SIU called a timeout. SIU taking one of their first timeouts. It's going to be a 30-second timeout, so we'll stay here with you. Valpo currently down by 8 points in this competition. It's a 30-22 SIU lead. Let's look at just some of the stats here overall for both of these teams and some of their players. Valpo's only shooting 36%. They're 10 of 28. SIU 59%. SIU coming into this game only shot 45% from the field. Valpo at 47. So SIU is definitely defying numbers here. Valpo only shooting 13% from 3. SIU shooting 33% overall from the outside of the perimeter. So definitely just a couple differences there make a big difference in this game. And Valpo hasn't been able to knock down their free throws. It would only be a 6-point game, but Valpo's just 1 of 3 from the charity stripe so far here tonight. Just 48.3 seconds left to go. Valpo putting up a 3-man press. Damas goes cross court for Jones. Jones finds Verplanken top of the key. Now back to Jones. Jones rolls to the right side, puts up a shot. That one falls through on the attempt. Man, what a play by Lance Jones for the Salukis. And he'll go to the line to finish off the 3-point play. Lance Jones, the Evanston, Illinois native. Pretty good from the charity stripe as well, shooting 63.6%. He was a third-team All-MVC last season as he misses that attempt to finish off the 3-point play. 30 seconds remaining here as Darius Diavero gets that one to Thomas Kithier. Hands it off for Diavero. Right side for King on the outside of the perimeter. Now to Taylor. He takes a pump fake, puts up a 3 on that one. That's just off as that one doesn't fall through. Taylor unable to hit shots that he's 0 of 5 so far in tonight's competition. 10 seconds left on the game clock. Shot clock turn off. Lance Jones gets that to Damas. Damas, 3 seconds left to go. Stolen by Edwards. He's got one to put it up. Puts it up from half court. doesn't fall through as it actually hits the shot clock, and that'll bring us to halftime. Southern Illinois 32, Valparaiso 22. Of course, stay tuned here for our halftime shows. We've got a lot to discuss in our halftime show, and we'll, of course, keep you updated with everything going on during our halftime period. So stay tuned. You're listening to the home of Valpo basketball here in the Valpo Sports Radio Network. We'll be back with you in just 3 minutes.
You work hard for your money. We know you do. With that same work ethic, Allegis Credit Union has been serving the very same hard-working Northwest Indiana community residents for over 50 years. There is no better place to go for your financial needs, such as new and used vehicle loans, personal loans, Visa credit cards, and home equity loans. We are here to help you get that loan you deserve. Make it easy by simply applying for your loan online at allegis.org or stop into the Allegis office nearest you. Not only can Allegis offer affordable payments, but also extra benefits, such as a fast application process and no payments for 90 days. Come to a place where we take care of hardworking community people like you. Visit allegis.org for more information today. That is allegis.org. Contact Allegis for more information on the 90-day no payment option. Membership required for loan disbursement.
It's that time of year. You can have leftovers. Again. Or you can close that fridge and open up the McDonald's app for something special, like your favorite crispy chicken sandwich. Now when you buy any crispy chicken sandwich on the McDonald's app, get another one for free, like the spicy crispy chicken sandwich. It's a deal so good, there won't be any leftovers. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Offer available through December 12th at participating McDonald's. Valid once a day. McD app download and registration required.
At Wings Etc., we love sports. So much that we packed our walls with tons of big flat screens tuned to the very best sports programming. At Wings Etc., we love big, cooked to tender, crisp perfection wings. And so do our fans who have voted our wings best in more and more cities across the Midwest. At Wings Etc., we love beer. We love it so much that we have over 40 different kinds of beers in bottles and on tap, including your favorite regional craft beers. Wings Etc. at 501 North Silhaby in Valparaiso and online at wingsetc.com.
Whether it's buzzer beaters,
puts one up at the buzzer, and we go to overtime.
Big celebrations, or an electric atmosphere.
We've got it all in the Valley. We've got some of the best.
We mean the best.
Women's basketball in the nation.
And the postseason starts here
at Hoops in the Heartland. We'll see you in the Quad Cities.
March 10th through 13th, presented by Grinnell Mutual Insurance. Visit NBCQuadCities.com for ticket information.
Arch Madness.
It's all about the excitement, the fans,
the history,
the big moments.
Shoots at the horn. Good!
It's all about the madness.
To make it to the tournament.
And March, it begins here.
It's the 2022 State Farm MVC Men's Basketball Tournament, March 3rd to March 6th, presented by Bally Sports Indiana. Visit archmadness.com for ticket information.
Live on WVUR 95.1 and streaming at WVURTheSource.com. You're listening to the Valpo Sports Radio Network. The 2022 State Farm MVC Men's Basketball Tournament tips off at Enterprise Center March 3rd through March 6th. Purchase your all-season, session tickets to Arch Madness and save $20 by calling 219-464-5233 or order online at ValpoAthletics.com. Get your tickets today and experience the madness. Fans, welcome to our halftime show, which of course is brought to you by IBEW and the Powering America team of Northwest Indiana. Let's just look at some of the stats here for both of these teams. We'll start out with the SIU Salukis. They're shooting 61% from the field, 14 of 23 overall, shooting 33% from three, which is only 3 of 9 in this game. Valpo not shooting too well from the three. We'll discuss that shortly. They're at 50% from the charity stripe with 8 turnovers, 2 points off of those turnovers with 18 rebounds, and 17 of those 18 rebounds coming on the defensive end. They've had 5 bench points and 22 of their 32 points in this game have been points in the paint. They're a team that, as I mentioned, likes to drive to the basket quite a lot, and you've seen that pretty much entirely here, other than Marcus Damas with a couple of three-pointers so far in this contest. Also looking at this team as well, they've had 3 fast break points, 2 blocks, 2 steals, and 9 assists. They have led for 12 minutes and 35 seconds of this game. Looking at their team stats as well, you have to look at Marcus Damas. And man, what a great player he really is. He averaged 15 points coming into this competition, 15.2 to be exact. He's already got 14 in the first half, 3 assists, as well as 2 rebounds. Following him is Ben Capet Jr. He's got 7 points in this competition with 1 rebound, 1 assist, and 1 steal for the Salukis. Following behind him is number 3, Dalton Banks. He's got 5 points, 1 rebound, and 1 steal for the Salukis. Number 5, Lance Jones. He has 4 points in the competition. And following up behind him is going to be number 11, J.D. Malia. He's got 2 so far for SIU. Number 22, Stephen Verplanken, as well as number 14, Kyle Filewich. Number 24, Trent Brown. Number 33, Anthony Diavazo. And number 23, Troy D'Amico, all getting some playing time but did not score. D'Amico actually having 5 rebounds in that first half itself. And he's a player really that has just been known for getting a couple rebounds in a game, but not usually 5. He averages only around 1 coming into a competition like this. So definitely a different story seeing out of him here in tonight's competition. Not scoring so far, but pulling down a couple rebounds, which is a pretty crucial thing when it comes down to the game of basketball. Looking on Valpo's side, they're shooting 34% from the field, 10 of 29 overall. Only 11% from the three-point line, shooting just a little under 11%. It's just not a very good time for Valpo shooting on the outside of the perimeter here so far. Not too many good three-point shots have been taken either. There's been a couple here and there that have been pretty challenged three-point shots, and a couple that they had quite enough time to take a better shot on their attempts. Looking at it, they're shooting 33% from the charity stripe, 3 turnovers with 6 points off of those turnovers. 12 rebounds, 3 of those coming on the offensive end, 9 on the defensive end. 5 second chance points, 14 of their 22 points have been coming in points in the paint. Both of these teams really just driving the paint here tonight. They're really just getting and grinding in points in the paint, and that's what we've really seen out of both of these teams so far, not only in Valley play but in non-conference play as well. Valpo has 6 steals and 5 assists. And they also led for 4 minutes and 33 seconds, and the lead changes were 8 times. So Valpo and SIU just back and forth, as I mentioned, and SIU now with a 32 to 22 point lead over the Beacons. Looking at some of the stats individually for some of these players here tonight in the first half, Ben Crickey with 10 points. He was 5 of 8 overall. And Crickey, just been a good player so far for the Beacons. He also has pulled 1 steal away from the Salukis. Falling behind him is number 35, Kobe King. He's got 5 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 assist, as well as putting on 2 steals. So he's playing a pretty good game so far here as well. If he keeps up with that 5 points, he'll definitely get up into those double digits. We're used to seeing him get past a dozen in each game, so he's about on par with his average so far. Looking behind him is going to be Thomas Kithier, number 0 for the Beacons, 4 points, 6 rebounds, and 1 assist. Playing behind Kithier is going to be number 2, Preston Reedinger, getting some of his first points at home here for the Beacons. He's got 3 points on the night, 1 rebound, and 1 steal overall for the Beacons. Number 13, Sheldon Edwards. Number 4, Darius Diavero. Number 10, Aaron Gordon. Number 12, Kevion Taylor. And number 33, Trey Woodyard. All getting some playing time in the first half, but did not score overall. Overall, you just have to look at both of these teams. They're just 2 teams really battling out on that defensive side. They're just, they're both their defensive capabilities have been staggered throughout the season, but at the same time, they've been able to maintain pretty consistent rate here. Valpo, as I mentioned, around that 8-minute mark, was getting a little slow in terms of their defensive game. They're allowing the Salukis on their 9-0 run, one of really the only runs we saw in this game. They also went on a 7-0 run, that one later after the 6-minute mark for the Salukis. So really, Valpo's kind of struggling in terms of getting their rhythm going, but hopefully they find some of their rhythm coming in for the second half. We're going to be right back here to discuss the rest of our first half here and give you some highlights to look for, of course, in the second half. We're going to be back here in 2 minutes.
Butter burgers, cooked to order for that great signature steak taste. But we're also known for our whole white meat chicken tenders and juicy chicken sandwiches. And our melty Wisconsin cheese curds and our hand-battered North Atlantic cod.
At Culver's, we believe more menu options mean more ways to brighten your day. Welcome to Delicious.
Heinold and Feller Tire and Lawn Equipment strive to exemplify the true meaning of the words trust, courtesy, and honesty. In fact, many of our customers say we've done a pretty good job of it. Since 1958, we've been providing auto repair and full-service tire sales to Porter County, Indiana. Come visit us at our Valparaiso or La Crosse locations, or check us out at heinold-feller.com. We look forward to many more years of providing you excellent service, because at our Heinold and Feller, your family matters to ours.
Ticket Smarter is glad we are back to holding live events. If you are looking to buy tickets to the best sports, concerts, and theater events, all at the very best price, look no further than Ticketsmarter.com or on the app. Buying tickets at Ticketsmarter will help support children in need. For every ticket transaction on Ticketsmarter, $1 will be donated to a children's charity. Ticketsmarter is proud to be the official ticketing partner of bowl season. Ticketsmarter, a smarter way to buy tickets.
This is such a blow to invest. Do it right now.
It takes courage to face up to things like volatile markets and Wall Street money traps. If you're unsure, worried, or losing sleep about your money, do something about it. Call Joe Murphy and the team at Murphy Wealth Management, proudly serving the Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana communities at 800-930-5905. Again, call 800-930-5905.
There's no need to fear. The First Source Bank mobile app is here. As fast as a mobile deposit. Built to pay bills instantaneously. Powered to balance budgets. And with a simple tap, a call is placed for that personal touch. All this power is disguised as a mild-mannered app on your phone, ready to fight for your financial freedom.
Live on WVUR 95.1 and streaming at WVURTheSource.com, you're listening to the Valpo Sports Network. Welcome back here to our IBEW and the Pounding American team of Northwest Indiana halftime show. Of course, brought to you by IBEW and the Pounding America team. Just looking at this game overall, let's just look over on how Valpo has been successful, what they haven't been successful on, and go to the same for SIU as well. Really just looking at the Beacons here in this competition, what really has landed successful has been getting that ball down low to Thomas Kithier as well as Ben Cricket. They've been able to play that post position very, very well here in this competition so far. We're seeing them just be successful in terms of that reverse hand or spin move, is whatever, which one works for them. I mean, really we're seeing Kithier with the reverse hand, and we see, of course, Ben Cricket with that beautiful post spin move as he uses the left hand, puts up the floater just about every time. That's what's been really successful with the Beacons. The three-point shot has just not been there overall. We've only seen Kobe King make the 1-3 of this Beacon squad here tonight. He's one of two. Excuse me, we haven't seen Kobe King make it. It was Preston Reedinger with the big three, and he made that one. He's one of two overall in this competition from the three-point line, and he's the only one who's made a three-pointer. So really, Valpo just has to rely more heavily on those two-point shots that they've been taking throughout this competition. That's where they've landed successful thus far, and that's where I think they're going to continue to land successful throughout this competition. Really, their defense has been able to keep up with this team overall. We haven't seen Valpo really go down in terms of their defensive game, other than just that little stretch of time when Valpo was at the 8-minute mark. They just seem to have a couple guys on the floor that should have been subbed out a little bit earlier on the floor and just getting them some time off side of the floor. So good thing that Valpo was able to really compete in that first half. and they have 22 points leading in here to the second. Looking at the Salukis, really, they just continue to drive to the paint every time. We're seeing Marcus Damas. He's shooting the ball very, very well. He's only missed one shot. He's 6 of 7, 2 for 3 from the three-point line overall. We're also seeing another very good player, a number 25, Ben Capet Jr. He averaged 12 points per game coming into this competition, and he's playing pretty well. We saw Lance Jones play pretty well until he went out. He had a little bit of an injury there as he was on the sidelines in a little bit of pain for quite some time, but now he's back in playing, of course, as he played out and finished out the second half for the Salukis. So definitely look out for the Salukis to continue to just drive into the basket, continue to put up that good pressure on Valpo's offense, as SIU has been known for doing. They're a very good defensive team. They'll keep up that defense coming into the second half. Fans, the second half is set to get underway. Means it's time to nominate and vote for the State Farm Great Performer of the Game. Please submit your nominations on social media by tweeting them to @ValpoBasketball. With surprisingly great rates, State Farm is the real deal. You can get personalized service from your local agent or use the State Farm mobile app when you're on the go. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And we're back in action here at the Arc as we start the second half. SIU leading into the second half, 32-22 here as we resume play. Thank you for joining us on our IBEW halftime show. Be sure to catch our halftime show every halftime of every game here on the Valpo Sports Radio Network as Lance Jones puts up a bucket. He jumps right into him, man, and he makes that one in off the glass. Good way to start off for the Salukis in this second half. That foul looks to be like it's going to be called down low, and it will be on Preston Reedinger. That'll be his second and the team first of the second half. And Jones will go to the line for one. He can't finish off the three-point play as that one just rolls out. Sheldon Edwards getting that one after the miss by Jones. Now to Cricky, top of the key. Hands it off to Kithier. Kithier gets it to Edwards. Edwards tries driving in. Kicks it out to Reedinger. Reedinger tried to find an open gap. He couldn't. He's on the inside of the perimeter. Bounce pass to Edwards. He's in the left corner. Gets it to Kobe King on the inside. He tries rolling in. Goes cross outside for Reedinger. 4-3. That's no good. It's going to be rebounded by Marcus Damas. Southern Illinois going from left to right. Valpo going from right to left. Kick out for Capet Jr. That's a miss coming for the senior there. And Valpo able to get the rebound. Sheldon Edwards gets it to Kithier. Kithier goes down low for Crookie. He's on the right block. He's triple team. He throws up a shot, and a foul is called on the inside. It's going to land on number 11, J.D. Malia. That's going to be his first and the team's first of the second half. Ben Cricky will go to the line for a pair. Shooting 82% coming into this competition. The Edmonton, Alberta, Canada native makes his first one of the two. He actually led the team for the Beacons in scoring last season, averaging 12.3 points per game. And so far, he's averaging 14.8 points per game coming into this competition and is the team leader for the Beacons in scoring, and he makes the pair. Valpo now at 24, SIU 34, just a 10-point deficit between them both. Lance Jones at the Valpo Shield goes to the left side near his bench. Dribbles a ball guarded by King. Now goes top of the key for Damask. Damask goes to the right. Goes cross on the left for Jones. Jones drives in, puts up the floater. That one falls through for Lance Jones. Jones getting a pretty good start to his second half here as he has 8. Kithier goes left side for Cricky. Cricky at the left side of the free throw line gets down low to Kithier. Kithier spin moves, puts that one up. And he's going to get fouled. Doesn't fall through, but he will go to the line for a pair.
And the team second. Thomas Kithier to the line. He'll shoot 2.
We'll see how the foul lands on here, and it will be J.D. Malia. That'll be his second, the team's second, as Thomas Kithier goes to the line, shooting 82.5% as he makes that first. SIU will check in number 14, Kyle Falwich, into the competition as well. Interesting to note about Thomas Kithier's mother actually played college volleyball at Eastern Michigan. Eastern Michigan, a team that Valpo did play earlier this season. Thomas Kithier does miss the second, doesn't even touch a rim, so he won't get anything from that one, and SIU will take the ball out of bounds. Valpo putting up a full court press here. as they get it into Jones. Jones goes up, finds Capet Jr. Now goes down low to Verplanken. Verplanken kicks it out for Capet. Now to Damask. Right side for Jones. Jones drives into the interior. He'll get fouled on the inside. That looks like it's going to land on number 13, Sheldon Edwards. Edwards with the reach around on that one draws his first foul of the night and his team's second of the second half. SIU is going to inbound the ball here. Foulwich now guarded by Kithier. Hands it off to Jones. Jones in between the legs, gets it to Foulwich. Foulwich tries driving in on the left block. Now kicks it out for Jones. This one's for three. A long three. That one falls through. What a three-point bucket by Lance Jones. That puts him at 11 points in tonight's competition. Kithier gets it to King. King rolls to the right side, puts it off the glass, and he'll get fouled as he tried that attempt. Doesn't fall through, but he will go to the line for repair.
That's his second and the team third. Kobe King to the line, he'll shoot two.
That'll land, looks to be on Kyler Foulwich, which will be his second and the team's third of the competition. Kobe King will go to the line for a pair for the Beacons here. And that first one knocks down and through for Kobe King. As I mentioned before, pretty good free throw shooter. Not one of the better ones for the Beacons, but overall one that can make the pair. Valpo so far here in this second half shooting pretty well from the charity stripe. They're 1 of 3 coming into the second half. And now they've made every single one they've attempted, 6 of 6 here in the second. Lance Jones now goes towards the left side. Top of the key now for Damask. Damask with the roll off of Foulwich. He tries driving down low, double team down low, kicks it out for Jones. Jones now with the jumper inside the perimeter on the left side, doesn't fall through. It's going to be rebounded by Kobe King. King gets it to Edwards. Left side for King. King wide open for three, makes that one and through. Valpo now is going to offer up a 3-man press. SIU is going to be challenged by this one. Bounce pass for Verplanken Jr. goes to Jones at top of the key. Jones dribbling, continuing to go left to right, zigzagging back and forth, gets it to Damask. Now to Foulwich. Foulwich goes down low for Damask as he tried to roll off with the screen, and there's going to be a foul on the inside. It's going to be foul on the Beacons, waiting for the foul call. It looks like it's going to be number 2, Preston Reedinger. That'll be his third, so he's going to be under some foul trouble. 16 minutes, 31 seconds left to go here in this competition. That'll be also the team's third as well. SIU taking a 3-point shot. That was Verplanken on the 3 as the inbound pass was nice and quick. He missed that one. Valpo able to rebound. Edwards left side for Reedinger. Reedinger guarded by Verplanken. Gets it to Kithier on the right side. Try to go down low was Cricky to Kithier. And Kithier just overlooked Cricky on that one. Just went a little bit too high. Cricky was looking for a foul on the inside. He's not going to get it. And SIU will take possession. Lance Jones bringing the ball down the floor here now for the Salukis. Gets it to Damask on the cross-court side. Damask bounce passes to Foulwich. Foulwich will roll to the right. He'll try to get it down low. He doesn't find an opening. Hands it off to Jones. Jones under some pressure. Here goes the left side for Kopet. Kopet gets it to Verplanken. Verplanken tries a bounce pass to Foulwich. Will be stolen away by Kobe King. Sheldon Edwards now 4-3 after the King pass, and it's no good. Kithier gets a rebound. Preston Reedinger now for 3. That one isn't good. King able to pull down a rebound. Kicks it out for Kithier. Valpo with 2 big offensive rebounds on this possession. 39-30, SIU with the lead. Reedinger top of the key, down low for Edwards. He puts up a shot. That one falls through off the glass for Sheldon Edwards. And the Salukis are going to take their first timeout here of the second half, which will put us at a timeout as well. 39-32, SIU with the lead here. We're going to be back in 60 seconds. You're listening to the home of Valpo basketball here on the Valpo Sports Radio Network.
Yo, this is your cup holder talking. The little round thing between your car seats. Now, I normally have a nice cold bottle of Mountain Dew in me, but at the moment, I'm empty. That's right, no Mountain Dew. Nothing in here but a couple of quarters and a dime. A fully capable cup holder like me just carrying your loose change? Look, I'm not made for loose change. I'm made to keep Mountain Dew within reach at all times, just inches from your hand. So find a store already, grab some Dew, toss it back, then place that bottle where it belongs. Mountain Dew. Do the Dew.
Do you hear that? That's the sound of Hungry Howie's hot, real mozzarella cheese melting over a bed of dough made fresh today. And flavored crust loaded with any combination of our mouth-watering flavored crust flavors. You probably didn't think Irresistible had a sound. Well, it does now. Now get a meal deal for any budget starting at the irresistible price of just $5.99.
Hungry Howie!
Live on WVUR 95.1 and streaming at WVURTheSource.com. You're listening to the Valpo Sports Radio Network. Today's broadcast of Valpo basketball is brought to you by Calumet Brewing and Bud Light. It's for the fans. Valpo's fans a little bit more excited than they were early to start the second half. Valpo's able to be coming back with a 7-0 run over the last 2 minutes and 11 seconds as it's a 32-39 Salukis lead here in Valparaiso. Looking at Valpo, when they were actually trailing at halftime so far this season, they're 3-6, 20-65 overall over Matt Loddick's tenure here at Valparaiso as head coach. So Valpo not super successful in terms of trailing at halftime, but we've seen them with a few good halftime comebacks here in this competition so far. So definitely we've been seeing Valpo really compete well when they're trailing at halftime. It's just the same time you're going to lose a few games and you're trailing at halftime. That just depends on the terms of the score as well. It's one thing we don't know. We don't know the exact scores of every game through Matt Lonick's tenure that he had a loss to in terms of, or even a win to, in the scores of those games as well. Also to look at this Valpo Beacon team, they're 23-20 overall under Matt Lonick in the month of January. So a very successful team in January, a team that can come back in games when they're trailing at halftime, and a team that seems to have the momentum on their side here in the second half. Valpo offering up a two-man press with three-man back as SIU crosses the timeline here. Dalton Banks moves top of the key. Looks like he's going to go to the left side. He goes top of the free throw line to Damask. Left side in the corner for Lance Jones. And he steps out of bounds as he gets that one. And now we're going to head to another media timeout here. Our second media timeout of the second half. So we'll be right back with you here. SIU 39, Valparaiso 32. We'll be back here in 60 seconds on the Valpo Sports Radio Network.
Preferred 4-1 over any other orthopedic practice in the region, Lakeshore Bone and Joint Institute offers the specialized bone, joint, and muscle care needed to keep you in motion. Our world-class providers serve as the official team physicians for Valparaiso University, and we have proudly delivered specialized, experienced care throughout Northwest Indiana for more than 50 years. To learn more about Lakeshore Bone and Joint Institute, visit lbji.com.
Minutes still matter when it comes to medical emergencies. Chest pain, severe abdominal pain, headache, high fever, and other emergencies need fast medical care. So please, don't put off getting care in an emergency. Northwest Health has implemented strict safety standards so that you can come to us confidently, knowing we are providing a safe place with quality care. Visit northwesthealthercare.com or call 911 in an emergency.
Live on WVUR 95.1 and streaming at WVURTheSource.com, you're listening to the Valpo Sports Radio Network. And we are back here in the Athletics Recreational Center for Valparaiso men's basketball here in the Valpo Sports Radio Network, WVOR 95.1 FM. I'm Zach Collins, bringing you live for the action here of MVC competition. It's Valpo's third MVC game of the season, and it's SIU's first game of the season in terms of both Valley play and the first game in the new year of 2022 as well. So both of these teams really looking for a big conference win here today. Valpo's looking to make themselves 500 here, and SIU is looking to make themselves undefeated in conference play. Valparaiso overall 8-7, SIU 8-5. Just looking at how these teams have been here so far, Valpo's on a 7-0 run over the last 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Really what's been successful for them is they're just moving the ball down low, and that's what they've been very successful at doing here so far. And really, we've just seen this team just be successful on every level in terms of getting that ball down low to Thomas Kithier and Ben Cricky. Ben Cricky is going to be inbounding the ball here for the Beacons as he gets it into Darius Diavero as a 2-on-2 up-man press is coming for SIU as Diavero crosses the timeline seamlessly. Kithier on the left side gets it up back to Diavero. Valpo moving the ball around the perimeter. Damascus going to knock that ball out of bounds as the pass was attempted to go to Sheldon Edwards. Edwards will take the ball out of bounds. Now it will be Diavero as Edwards comes back out onto the floor. Diavero gets it into Kithier. Hands it off to Diavero. Now to King. Now back to Kithier. Kithier bounce pass to Edwards as Edwards slams it down. Sheldon Edwards. That's what he's known for doing. Two-man slam as he brings that one down. 34-39, SIU only up by 5. And a shot missed by D'Amico. Good defense there by the Beacons. Kithier hands it off to King. King in the right corner. Gets it for Kithier on the right block. Kithier kicks it back out for King. This one's for 3. This one doesn't fall through. It's going to be rebounded by Lance Jones. Jones goes cross court to Damask on the far left side. Now goes cross court for Jones on the right side. Jones hands it off now to Dalton Banks. Banks guarded by Edwards. Top of the key. Banks, left side for Damask. Hands it right back off to Banks as he rolled off the screen. Gets it down low to Damask on the left block. Good Valpo defense underneath the paint. 3 in the shot clock now for Damask. Fadeaway jumper. That one falls through. And that's why he's the 2-time MVC Player of the Week in 2020-2021. One of the better players overall for the Salukis team. Right side for Cricky. Hands it off to Kithier. Kithier top of the key. He's going to hand it off to Sheldon Edwards as he pulls in, pulls back outside the perimeter. Left side for King. Brings it inside the interior of the perimeter for Kithier. Kicks it back out for King. 5 on the shot clock. Now for Cricky inside. Left side. Jumper's good for Cricky. Good jump shot by Cricky. Still at 5 on the shot clock, but definitely a good take coming for the junior. Lance Jones now for the Salukis. Little out of control. But they're actually going to call the foul on Valpo on that one. A lot of officials will actually tell me that will be on Kobe King. That'll be his first. The team's fourth. A lot of officials, when a player is out of control like that on the offensive end, will tell me that they're just going to give an offensive foul on that one. Jones was a little out of control. He's kind of moving the arms around a lot, was just trying to drive in a little too quickly with a little bit too much aggression. They're actually going to call the foul on the floor on that one. Interesting call by the officials, but nonetheless, one call to make and a reach-in foul coming. Looks like it's going to be on Darius Diavero, reached around the body. It's going to be his second and the team 5th of this competition. 2 tight called fouls. Here, SIU will get the inbound. Dalton Banks now driving in, puts that one off the glass, doesn't fall through. Good pass by J.D. Malia, passes it now out to Marcus Damask, and he makes that three-pointer. You can hear the SIU fans in here tonight. Good presence and a good turnout for the Salukis here. It's great to always see a team that travels very well. Hand off for Kevion Taylor. Goes left side for King. King dribbles, gets it to Diavero on the left side. Hands it off to Kithier. Kithier now to King towards the left side. King, jumper. That one doesn't fall through. Almost touched by a couple of players there. Rolled around a bit. Looked like it was going to be a jump ball, but Malia able to pull that one out. And Banks now gets that one at top of the key here for the Salukis. He's going to go to the right. Gets it to Damask. Damask inside the interior. Guarded by Edwards. He goes to the right block. Tries a spin move. Doesn't work. Goes off the fadeaway. Gets blocked away by Sheldon Edwards. Darius Diavero now tries driving down low towards that left block. Hands it off to Edwards. This one's for three. That one's no good. And the official is going to call a flop. And that will be a foul counted on Sheldon Edwards as he fell. He was not touched on that one. That'll be his second. And the team 6 of the game, which we're under 12 minutes now, 11 minutes, 33 seconds left to go. Southern Illinois 44, Valparaiso 36. We'll see you back here in 60 seconds on the Valpo Sports Radio Network.
You trained for this all year. Endless hours of cardio, conditioning, and weights. And now you are ready. Ready to trek back to your seat from the concession stand. Through the lines, lost fans, and that mascot who wants you to do a little dancey dance, all without spilling a drop of your ice-cold Bud Light. Welcome back to football, sports fans.
At Wings Etc., we love sports. So much that we packed our walls with tons of big flat screens tuned to the very best in sports programming. At Wings Etc., we love big, cooked to tender, crisp perfection wings. And so do our fans who have voted our wings best in more and more cities across the Midwest. At Wings Etc., we love beer. We love it so much that we have over 40 different kinds of beers in bottles and on tap, including your favorite regional craft beers. Wings Etc. at 501 North Silhavy in Valparaiso and online at wingsetc.com.
Live on WVUR 95.1 and streaming at WVURTheSource.com. You're listening to the Valpo Sports Radio Network. Terry's Discount Windows and More is a locally owned, family-owned and operated business which has served Northwest Indiana since 2003. Terry's has been voted Best Window, Siding, and Door Company by the Northwest Indiana Times for 7 straight years. Call 219-476-0400 for Terry's Discount Windows. You'll be glad you called. Valpo trying to answer back here in this game as they have not led so far here in the second half with 11 minutes and 33 seconds left to go here in this second half period. On the last play, Sheldon Edwards tried a three-point attempt as his momentum was pushing him towards out of bounds. He just flopped with it and got a violation, and a foul call will be counted on him for that one. It's an NCAA rule that I do actually like. I do appreciate the call. It was a good call. There's nothing about that one. He did flop on the last play, so nothing against anyone there other than Sheldon Edwards and that flop. He was unhappy with that call, but otherwise it's something that has to happen, and really it's kind of fixed in terms of fouling for both college and the professionals. We're not seeing a lot of players just flop back and forth and get a foul call, which is something that a lot of officials, they would just call because it was something that existed at the time. If a player fell, a lot of the time it'd just be called, but now you can call a floppy violation and get the foul call on that specific player. SIU now with the possession. Marcus Damask dribbling on that right side. And actually, it does look like, in terms of fouls, Valpo had 6. Now they only have 5. Might have taken away that violation after the play. Interesting call there, but nonetheless, something that happened. Diomeko gets it to Damask, top of the key. He rolls out to the left. Gets it to Banks, top of the key. He rolls to the left side, goes down low at the Valley logo, puts up a floater with just 1 on the shot clock and lands that one down. Man, Marcus Damask, what a great player we've seen here. 19 points. He's 8 of 10 on the night. Cricky points to Gordon. He goes on the left. Passes to Gordon. Bounce pass to Cricky. Jump shot there's no good. It's going to be rebound by Damask. Damask gets it to Banks as Banks will cross the timeline here. Gets it to Malia. Now back to Damask. To Banks. To Damask once again on the left side. Goes down low to Banks as he makes that one up and in off the glass. Dalton Banks. What a great play coming for the sophomore. And he'll go to the line to finish off the three-point play. Matt Loddick unhappy with the defensive presence puts in Thomas Kithier and Preston Riedinger. We haven't seen Riedinger since his last foul on the floor, which was early in the second half. I believe that to be around the 18-minute mark. Banks will go to the line, finishes off the three-point play. Good job by the Wisconsin native. 49-36, Valpo down by 13. Kithier hands it off to Riedinger. Right side for Gordon. Gordon gets it right back to Kevion Taylor. Taylor tries driving in, gets it to Kithier. It's going to be an offensive foul called. Looks like that one's going to land on Kevion Taylor, and that one will. Taylor passed that one, but without looking forward, runs into a man, and he falls down on that last one. Foul's going to be called just about every time. Officials pausing play here for just a second. Looked like Banks was tying his shoe on the far side, the near side of the floor, as he now kicks it far side for Damask. With some pressure put up by Valpo with the three-man press, SIU was able to get over easily by just moving that ball around. Malia gets it to the mask on the left side. Now down low for Banks underneath the basket. He's trying to find some pressure. It's going to be a foul on Sheldon Edwards underneath the basket. Looked like he kind of went in with the elbow, but at the same time probably went in with that elbow to be able to at least even draw that foul. Edwards had already jumped up in the air, so really the only way to draw it at that time is rather than jumping straight into him and getting the offensive foul, you got to draw it on the defensive end. So he does on that one, and Dalton Banks will go to the line once again. He makes the first. And it was a foul on the floor, so it was a 1-and-1 chance. He'll go for two now here. 50-36, SIU leading, 9 minutes, 53 seconds left to go. Beacons already with 8 fouls here in the second half. SIU with just 3 as Banks makes them both. Riedinger will bring the ball down once again here for the Beacons as he crosses the timeline, goes to the left side, and gets it to Aaron Gordon. Now goes right side for Riedinger. Riedinger drives in, now at the Valley logo near the free throw line. Gets it down low at the right block to Kithier. Kithier tries driving in, puts that one up into the glass, and that one falls through, and he's going to go for the three-point play. Good drive in by Kithier. Man, what a play coming for, well, the super senior, as we like to call him here. And he'll go to the line for one to finish off the three-point play. And he'll make that one. Foul's going to be on, that last foul is going to be on J.D. Malia. It took the scoreboard quite some time to put that one up there. I was looking for the number, and for a second he had 2 fouls and only said he had 2. For a second I was a little concerned. We return back to play here. SIU now with the possession. Banks in the right corner. Gets it to D'Amico for 3. That one falls through for Troy D'Amico, the sophomore of this team. And D'Amico in this game puts up his first points of the competition tonight. Inside pass by Kithier. It was tipped away. Kevion Taylor able to maintain possession. Now to Gordon. Gordon tries driving in. Left-hand layup. Trying to put that one off the glass, and he doesn't make that one. And draws the foul as he drove in for the left-hand layup, so he'll go to the line for a pair. Aaron Gordon going to the line here, the 62.5 free throw shooter for the Beacons on the season. Has played 6 seasons overall of college basketball as he misses that first one. From the Indianapolis, Indiana, formerly played at Seton Hall, and actually had formerly graduated, working towards his master's degree here at Valparaiso as he splits the pair. Inbound pass goes to Dalton Banks, and now Marcus Damask coming down the floor for the Salukis. Damask gets it to Banks. Banks rolls towards that right side, gets it down low in the corner. That was a three-point attempt for Verplanken. That one doesn't fall through. Kevion Taylor bring the ball down the floor now for the Beacons. Gets it to Preston Riedinger, top of the key. Rolls to the left. Inside the perimeter, kicks it out for Gordon. Goes right side for Kobe King. King trying to drive in, kicks it back out for Aaron Gordon, puts up a floater. That one doesn't fall through, and somehow that ball was knocked up by Kithier, rolls off the glass, and is rebounded by SIU. Banks gets it to Diavanzo. Diavanzo bounce passes that one for Damask. He was able to control it. It's a little bit out of control bounce pass coming for Diavanzo. Damask goes down low for Diavanzo, and a good bucket for the super senior. Hand off to King. Valpo trying to answer back after that last one. Kevion Taylor, 4-3 in the corner. That one's good from Taylor. Kevion Taylor just needs one more point to reach the 1,800 point mark of his basketball career, both at Division I and Division II levels. Damask crosses the timeline, hands it off to Dalton Banks, goes right back for Damask. Damask hands off for D'Amico. D'Amico holding the ball on the far side of the floor. Now goes for Diavanzo, back to D'Amico. Hands it off for Damask. Far side, 2 on the shot clock. He's only got 1 now. He jumps. It looks like that one's going to fall through, but it looked like he didn't get that shot off in time. Officials are going to review it, but there will be a media timeout, so we will update you on the exact call after this one. If that basket does count, we'll put SIU at 56-43 advantage. So we'll be right back here. We're going to pause for 60 seconds and return right back here. So stay tuned. You're listening to Home of Valpo Basketball here on the Valpo Sports Radio Network.
Hey, you! Don't do it! Don't take that job when you can have a career.
I'd love a career. But where?
At First Source Bank, we offer a variety of fulfilling career opportunities, schedule flexibility, good pay and benefits, educational opportunities for personal growth, and a chance to work with amazing people just like yourself. Join us.
Learn more at firstsource.com/careers. That's the number one, stsource.com. An equal opportunity employer. Male, female, disabled, veteran.
There's no need to fear. The First Source Bank mobile app is here. As fast as a mobile deposit. Built to pay bills instantaneously. Powered to balance budgets. And with a simple tap, a call is placed for that personal touch. All this power is disguised as a mild-mannered app on your phone, ready to fight for your financial freedom.
Live on WVUR 95.1 and streaming at WVURTheSource.com. You're listening to the Valpo Sports Radio Network. MVC student athletes are positively impacting the communities where they live by sharing views and fostering a climate for change for future Valley pioneers. To learn more about mobilizing Voices for Change, visit MVC-sports.com/OneValley. We got a Valley game for you here tonight, folks. SIU 56, Valparaiso 43 in men's basketball. 7 minutes, 16 seconds left to go here in this competition. I'm Zach Collins. Let's just take a look at some of the stats here for both of these teams so far. SIU is shooting 59% at the half. They're still shooting 59%, 23 of 39, shooting 43% from outside the perimeter. Valparaiso at just 37%. As a field goal percentage and shooting from three, they're only 19%, 3 of 16 shooting from the three overall. So they're just really not making too many baskets here tonight. They're averaging around 47% from the field this season so far and 35% from three. So definitely not meeting up to those numbers here at tonight's competition. SIU, they're averaging around 45% shooting from the field, 34% from three. They're really defying expectations here, continuing to play some very, very good defense here in this competition. Preston Rager bring the ball down here for the Beacons. Right side pass to Ben Cricky. He's going to hand it off for Reedinger as he rolls off a screen. Right side for Taylor. He goes up for three. That one's through! And Kevion Taylor will surpass the 1,800-point mark of his career. Congratulations to Kevion Taylor on that one. 1,802 points total in his career. Man, what a feat to make. And he's got quite a few more games to do it here, so. Lance Jones passes left side. He's going to find Troy D'Amico as D'Amico tried driving in there, and he's going to get fouled on the shot attempt. Foul's going to be on the Beacons. It'll be on number 23, Ben Cricky, his second and the team's 9th. D'Amico will go to the line for a one-on-one opportunity. It looks to be, unless they call it on the shot. Waiting for the official, and it will be a one-on-one opportunity. D'Amico so far this season has only taken 5 attempts from the free throw line as he makes that one. He was coming into this game only shooting 40% from the charity stripe on the season. He's actually been a pretty good player for this team overall. He just is pretty much a player who comes into it and plays his heart out. And that's what we've seen here tonight for the Salukis. He will split the pair as he makes the first but misses the second. He's got 3 so far here in this competition tonight. Excuse me, it will be 4 in this competition tonight. Herky top of the key, right side for Taylor. Bounce passes to Kithier. Kithier, as he was falling down, trying to pass out top of the key for Preston. Readinger's thrown away by Jones. Jones drives in, off the glass, misses that one. It was rebounded by Diavanto for a quick second, stolen away by Readinger. Readinger trying to find anyone down low, can't. Bounce passes to Cricky inside the perimeter. He tries to drive in, can't. Kicks it back out for Taylor. Taylor takes the exact spot he was, rolls back out to the three-point line, gets it to Readinger. Readinger to Kithier. Kithier goes to Taylor. 8 on the shot clock. Taylor goes down low to Kithier. He spin moves, reverse layup. That one's in and good. Good move by Thomas Kithier on that last play. Dalton Banks now with the ball here as he crosses the timeline. Goes right side for Diavanzo. Now left side for Damask. Back up top of the key for Banks. Now to Damask. Damask rolls to the right. Can't find anyone. Goes right corner for Jones. Jones drives in here. Tries the layup. Doesn't fall through, but he will be fouled. We have a Saluki and a Beacon on the floor.
Beacon foul, Preston Readinger. That's his 4th.
It's going to go on Readinger. Readinger, the player on the floor. Both Jones and Readinger falling down on that one. Both slow to get up. Readinger is going to draw his 4th foul of tonight's competition. And that will head the Salukis into the double bonus. Lance Jones is going to take the 2 attempts here as he comes into this one. He's 3rd team All-MVC last season. Pretty good player overall coming from out of Evanston, Illinois. And the 2nd team MVC Scholar athlete last year as well. As 2 Salukis will check into this game. It'll be number 11, J.D. Malia, and number 25, Ben Capet Jr. Jones will attempt the second one here. He'll miss them both. Jones has not made a free throw yet tonight in this competition. He's 0-4 from the charity stripe. Preston Readinger, top of the key outside the perimeter, goes right side for Taylor. Now goes right corner for Cricky. Cricky's going to be guarded by Jones. It's going to be a reach-in foul by Jones. Reached around the body. He's going to draw that one. That'll be his 2nd, team 6. 4 minutes, 51 seconds left to go. SIU 57, Valparaiso 48. 20 on the shot clock as Readinger inbounds out. 1 to Kithier. Hands it back to Readinger. Left side for King. Now right side for Readinger. Readinger trying to drive in at the Valley logo. Spins. Gets that 1 to Kithier. Kithier puts up a fadeaway jumper. That one falls through and good. Good bucket by Thomas Kithier on that one. Assisted by Readinger as Readinger drove in. SIU now just up by 7. 4:23 remaining here. Hand off to Marcus Damask. Now to Dalton Banks. He goes out to the left. Gets it to Damask in the left corner. Guarded by Cricky. 10 on the shot clock. Damask tries driving in. Spin move. Puts up that shot. And that one falls through. Damask under pressure. Gets his 21st point of the night. Now 9 of 11 here in the arc. King goes right side for Readinger. Now back up to King. King tries driving in, spin move, puts up the shot off the glass, no good. But he will be fouled as the shot went up, and he will go to the line for a pair. 3 minutes, 48 seconds remaining. We're going to head to a timeout here. SIU 59, Valparaiso 50. You're listening to the home of Valparaiso basketball here on the Valpo Sports Radio Network. We'll see you back here in 60 seconds.
Reinold and Feller Tire and Lawn Equipment strive to exemplify the true meaning of the words trust, courtesy, and honesty. In fact, many of our customers say we've done a pretty good job of it. Since 1958, we've been providing auto repair and full-service tire sales to Porter County, Indiana. Come visit us at our Valparaiso or La Crosse locations, or check us out at heinold-feller.com. We look forward to many more years of providing you excellent service, because at our Heinold & Feller, your family matters to ours.
When it comes to flavor, do you like to mix things up? Find a new match from time to time? For some people, there are too many flavors out there to stay loyal to just one. That's why Hungry Howie's created the Mix and Match menu. Any 2 items for only $5.99 each. So whether you're looking for a delicious time with pizza and a salad, or a sub and Howie bread, or a Pepsi 4-pack and a Howie cookie, we're not judging. In fact, we're encouraging, especially for just $5.99 each.
Hungry?
Howie's!
Live on WVUR 95.1 and streaming at WVURTheSource.com. You're listening to the Valpo Sports Radio Network. And we are back here in the Athletics Recreational Center for some Valparaiso men's basketball and Valley play against the Southern Illinois Salukis, leading 59-50 over the Valparaiso Beacons. I'm Zach Collins. We've got some good action for you here. Both of these teams with back and forth play. SIU able to make that last bucket. Valpo was able to drive down Kobe King with a layup. He did get fouled after that one, and he will go to the line for 2 when we come out of this media timeout eventually. SIU's 5 of the last 7. Valparaiso 4 of their last 4. And so far here, Kobe King tonight has been 3 of 4 from the free throw line. So look for him to continue his ways in terms of making those shots at the charity stripe. He does handle pressure pretty well, as he has throughout the rest of the season and throughout his entirety of the career as well. So he's been a very good player, a player that does play very hard overall for this Valparaiso Beacon squad. So definitely look for him to do some big-time things as a big-time player. Both teams now taking the floor here as we get ready for the last under 4-minute mark of this second half. Lots of action still to be played here in Valparaiso. Kobe King now going to the line for a pair. So far tonight, he's got 10 points, averages around 15 points per game. He's been at 3 of 10, so he's not shooting as well as he normally would be in games. On average, he is about 50% from the field, so he's a pretty good shooter overall, just not knocking down shots here tonight. 1 of 3 from the three-point line. Hopefully he can get these 2 in for the Beacons as he makes his first. Not a ton of fans here in the Arc tonight, especially due to the weather conditions. If you are out there, of course, stay safe. Road conditions are not as great as usual. And with the butterfingers on that one, Valpo able to knock it into a Saluki after the Kobe King missed free throw, and Valpo will take possession underneath their own basket. Kithier is going to be inbounding the ball for the Beacons. 4 players in line with one another in the width of the court. Kithier getting that one into Cricky. Cricky spins at the Valley logo, puts up the floater. That one falls nice in and through. 59-53 now, SIU up by 6. We got a close one for you folks, just like last night in the women's action. We got a close one for you here in the men's. Lance Jones, far side of the court. He'll bring it back up top of the key and now go left side for Capat Jr. Now to Damas, trying to go down low for foul, which knocked away by Taylor out of bounds. And SIU will take over underneath their own scoring basket. Lance Jones will be inbounding the ball for the Salukis. Slaps the ball here. Looks like he's trying to find Banks. He does find Banks in the left far corner. Banks rolls right side, top of the key. Jump shot, fade away from the free throw line is good with just 3 seconds on that shot clock. Man, we're seeing an SIU team just make bucket after bucket. 6 of their last 8 for the Salukis. Valpo on a 5 of 5, now 61-53, Saluki lead. Kevion Taylor in the left corner just hits off the front of the rim. It's going to be rebounded by Preston Reedinger with a lot of pressure by Banks. Kobe King drives in, off the glass, and good for King. Good roll in by King. That's the impressive plays that you like to see from the senior. 61-55, 2 minutes, 30 seconds left to go here in this competition. Lance Jones, far side of the floor. Gets it left side for Banks. Now to Damask. Damask goes cross court, finds Capet Jr. This one's for three. That one just bricks out. No good. Rebound by Kobe King. King gets it to Cricky. Cricky's going to hand it now off to King. He's top of the key. Loses control for just a second there, and it's going to be a foul called on Lance Jones with the reach-in. That'll draw his third foul of tonight's competition and the team's 8th overall foul. Salukis putting in quite a few subs here in this competition just to change a few things up. Steven Verplanken Jr. is number 22, as well as number 23, Troy D'Amico, and number 11, J.D. Malia. King will go to the line. He'll go for the 1-1 opportunity here. Puts that one up, and that one falls through. We've got a tight game now here for you folks. 56-61. SIU still leading here in this competition by 5. King hoping to close it into 4. That one's up, and that one's through. King now only missing one free throw in tonight's competition. Valpo offering up a 2-man press. They'll pull off quickly. It's a quick inbound of 2 minutes left for SIU. Dalton Banks will cross the timeline, guarded by Taylor. Goes left side for Damask. Damask trying to find anyone on the interior. He spins, tries driving onto the inside. Puts up a shot. No fouls called. Rebound is going to come down, and it's going to come by Damask once again as it was rolled around, and a foul's going to be called on Thomas Kithier as Damask went up for that shot. Kithier drawing his first foul of tonight's game. And of course, as Valpo has 10 fouls, SIU is in the double bonus. And it'll put an 85.2% free throw shooter to the line. The Waupun, Wisconsin native will go to the line of Marcus Damask, one of the better players in the Valley. He'll make that one through. Damask, this is the first time he is seeing the charity stripe here tonight. A player that has shot 54 attempts from the free throw line this season. The player that actually has shot the most for the Salukis team as he misses the second. 62-57, 140 remaining here in the second half. As Preston Reedinger will bring the ball down here for the Beacons. Gets it to King. King tried to find on the left side, couldn't find anyone. Now to Cricky, hands it off back to King. King goes to Reedinger on the right side. Reedinger top of the key, left side for King. He puts this one up for three. That one falls through. Kobe King puts it up, and the three-point play is good. We got a 2-point game for you here, folks. And a full timeout is going to be taken here. It will be taken by the Beacons. We're going to stay here, though. 1 minute and 20 seconds left to go in this game, and a tight one at that. Man, Kobe King just lands that one down. 2 of 4 on the night from 3, 5 of 12, 18 points. Currently leading the Beacons in scoring. Right behind him is Ben Crick. He's 7-11 with 16 points in tonight's competition. If King also does get 2 more rebounds, that'll put him at a double-double here tonight. And man, what a game we got for you here. 121 a second was added on to the game clock as well. Just looking over just a couple stats. When Valpo is scoring within 60 to 69 points, which it looks like they're going to be here, they've been 2-6 on the season, so definitely it's going to be a tight one here. And also, when this team allows 60 to 69 points, they are 4-3 on the season, so it'll be interesting to see how things finish out here for the Beacons. SIU will have the inbound. Officials hurrying the Salukis up as they're taking quite some time in that full timeout. probably surpassed the minute about 20 seconds ago at this point. 62-60, 121 remaining. You're listening to WVOR 95.1 FM. Valparaiso taking on SIU in men's basketball action. SIU now with the ball as Lance Jones brings the ball down the court. Jones tap of the key. Goes to the left side, dribbles in between his legs, now goes to the right, finds an open lane, puts it up off the glass. No good as Ben Cricky will get the rebound for the Beacons. Just 1 minute remaining. Lots to happen here in this 1 minute as Riedinger brings the ball down the floor for the Beacons. Fans are up on their feet. Right side for Cricky on the outside of the perimeter. He gets it for Kithier, top of the key. Bounce pass to King on the right side. King driving in at the Valley logo, puts up a shot. That one's no good. It's going to be rebounded by Kevion Taylor. 37 on the shot clock. Shot by Ben Cricky. That one's no good. Rebound by Kithier. Kicks it out to Riedinger. This one's for three. No good. And now just 28 on the game clock. Kithier battled on the inside with J.D. Malia. Malia's going to win that battle, and the foul is going to be called on Ben Cricky. That'll be his third. And as SIU is in a bonus, they will go to the line for two. Man, what a play on the inside. Lots going on that last one. Just looked like Cricky had a little bit too much contact and drew the foul. 62-60. J.D. Malia, the 29% free throw shooter. This is one that you do want at the line if you are Valpo. Puts up that one. That one misses. 27.2 seconds. They have quite some time left here in this competition. Substitution coming in for SIU is going to be Stephen Verplanken Jr. as well. J.D. Malia will go for the second one here. It's a one-possession game and still won't be a one-possession game. Puts up that one. That rolls out. No good. And the officials look like they're going to call Valpo moved in a little bit too quickly. Wonder who that lane violation is on. Never did see a number on that one. Officials are going to go over to the game clock and switch up the time on that one. 27 seconds, as I mentioned before, now remaining still here. Malia will be able to take that shot back. Still will be a one-possession game, but Valpo would have had the chance to rather win than tie things up with a three-pointer. We'll see what Malia does here. He has not made a free throw yet tonight. And that one's also missed. Rebound by Kithier. Valpo now has a chance. 22 seconds here in the arc. Riedinger brings the ball down the floor. Gets it to Cricky on the right side. Cricky dribbles, top of the key, 15 on the game clock. Right side for Taylor. He takes a three, no good. And it's going to be rebounded by Marcus Damask, and he's going to be fouled by Thomas Kithier. Just 8.7 seconds left to go. And when you thought Taylor was going to drill that one in, it just doesn't fall through. That'll land Kithier's second foul of the night. And one of the best free throw shooters for SIU, Marcus Damask, will go to the line. He's one of two so far here tonight. The only other player shooting better than him tonight at the charity stripe is Dalton Banks. He's going to make that one in. Still a one-possession game, 63-60, 8.7 seconds left to go. Lance Jones checking now back in here for the Salukis, and Sheldon Edwards checking in for the Beacons. If the Mask makes this one, 8.7 seconds left, it's pretty much game over at this point. Valpo can make all the threes that they want, just like that big Kobe King three against Eastern Michigan. You can do that all you want, but that won't really bring you back into Mask. Misses that one. 7.8 seconds left. He's going to bring the ball down the floor. Now 4 seconds on the game clock. Kevion Taylor for three. No good. Rebound coming from Marcus Damask. And that one just doesn't fall through. Beacons aren't going to take a loss against the Southern Illinois Salukis. 63-60, your final score here in Valparaiso. That'll put the Beacons at a 500 record overall, 8-7. They'll be 1-3 in Valley play. That'll put the Salukis, after not playing since December 28th against Grambling State, that'll put them at a 9-5 record. That'll make them undefeated in Valley play as well. So, man, what a game we had for you to hear today. Two teams that really just battled it out all the way to the end. And again, your final score 63-60 here in Valparaiso, Indiana. Be sure to stay tuned to our post-game show, Lakeshore Bone and Joint post-game show, as we'll be talking to Associate Head Coach of the Valparaiso Beacons, Luke Gore. So look forward to that interview, and we'll be talking some of the stats and breaking down some of the highlights of this game as well. So we'll be back here in just 3 minutes. Again, your final score 63-60. Salukis win here in Valparaiso. We'll see you back in 3 minutes here on the Valpo Sports Radio Network.
Preferred 4-1 over any other orthopedic practice in the region, Lakeshore Bone and Joint Institute offers the specialized bone, joint, and muscle care needed to keep you in motion. Our world-class providers serve as the official team physicians for Valparaiso University, and we have proudly delivered specialized, experienced care throughout Northwest Indiana for more than 50 years. To learn more about Lakeshore Bone and Joint Institute, visit lbji.com.
One meal everyone in your family can get on board with? It's Culver's. You may know us for our famous butter burgers, cooked to order for that great signature steak taste, but we're also known for our whole white meat chicken tenders and juicy chicken sandwiches, and our melty Wisconsin cheese curds, and our hand-battered North Atlantic cod.
At Culver's, we believe more menu options mean more ways to brighten your day. Welcome to Delicious.
You work hard for your money. We know you do. With that same work ethic, Allegis Credit Union has been serving the very same hard-working Northwest Indiana community residents for over 50 years. There is no better place to go for your financial needs, such as new and used vehicle loans, personal loans, Visa credit cards, and home equity loans. We are here to help you get that loan you deserve. Make it easy by simply applying for your loan online at allegis.org or stop into the Allegis office nearest you. Not only can Allegis offer affordable payments, but also extra benefits, such as a fast application process and no payments for 90 days. Come to a place where we take care of hardworking community people like you. Visit allegis.org for more information today. That is allegis.org. Contact Allegis for more information on the 90-day no payment option. Membership required for loan disbursement.
Arch Madness.
It's all about the excitement, the fans,
the history,
the big moments.
Shoots at the horn. Good!
It's all about the madness.
To make it to the tournament.
And March, it begins here.
It's the 2022 State Farm MVC Men's Basketball Tournament, March 3rd to March 6th, presented by Bally Sports Indiana. Visit archmadness.com for ticket information.
Whether it's buzzer beaters,
puts one up at the buzzer and we go to overtime.
Big celebrations, or an electric atmosphere, we've got it all in the Valley. We've got some of the best. We mean the best.
Women's basketball in the nation.
And the postseason starts here at Hoops in the Heartland. We'll see you in the Quad Cities.
March 10th through 13th, presented by Grinnell Mutual Insurance. Visit NBCQuadCities.com for ticket information.
Live on WVUR 95.1 and streaming at WVURTheSource.com. You're listening to the Valpo Sports Radio Network. And welcome back here to our Lakeshore Bone and Joint post-game show. Tonight's post-game show, of course, is brought to you by the Lakeshore Bone and Joint Institute. LBJI is proud to be the official team physicians of Valparaiso University Athletics. Man, what a game overall. If you're just joining us and you missed our final score, it is 63-60, SIU beating Valparaiso. And, man, what a game we had overall. It was just back-and-forth action. Valpo just not able to win a couple of the calls from the whistle, not able to really win a couple of things down low underneath either. So just a couple things that didn't go Valpo's way, but of course, you can't rely on everything. You just have to make some shots. Valpo wasn't able to knock down some crucial shots late in the game, especially 2 by Kevion Taylor as he tried to make 2 3-point baskets, both of which, probably would have closed things out here in this competition as well. So Valpo did try hard. They fought all the way to the end, but just not able to get the win in this game. Let's talk about some of the stats here in tonight's competition. We'll start out with the Southern Illinois Salukis. They actually finished off that second half with no field goals in the last 3 minutes. So Valpo had some opportunities, but just didn't fall through on that one. They did shoot 56% overall, 25 of 45 from the field, 40% from outside the perimeter. They're 6 of 15. Shot 44% from the charity stripe, 7 of 16 on the night for the Salukis. They had 11 turnovers, 4 points off of those turnovers with 29 total rebounds and 26 of those on the defensive end with only 3 offensive rebounds. So Valpo doing a very good job in keeping Southern Illinois out of the rebounding mark in terms of the offensive momentum. And it's a good thing, too, because really we had seen Valpo give up quite a few offensive rebounds overall. It's a good thing to see that they're really boxing out heavily. They did play pretty good defense in tonight's game, and especially when you're keeping SIU to only 63 points, that's a good thing. That's something you like. That gets them underneath their season average, but at the same time, you saw the Salukis defense keep Valpo underneath their season average of 74 points per game. They only had 60 in tonight's competition. Looking at the rest of the stats as well, they had 20 bench points for the Salukis, 32 points in the paint, 3 fast breaks, 2 blocks, 3 steals, and had 15 total assists, and led in this competition for 32 minutes and 32 seconds. 36 seconds and 32 minutes. So pretty good play coming for the Salukis. They were led in scoring by the one and only number 1 Marcus Damask. He had 23 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists in tonight's game and had a +3 in the competition. He played fairly well here tonight. Number 3 Dalton Banks really had an amazing second half for him. He had 14 points, 1 rebound, and 1 assist total. Finishing things off, number 5 Lance Jones had 11 points, 1 rebound, and 1 assist in tonight's competition. Falling behind him was number 25 Ben Coupette Jr. He had 7 points with 1 assist and 1 rebound. And finishing things off in scoring was Troy D'Amico. Number 23 had 4 points. Number 11, J.D. Malia, he had 2, as well as Anthony D'Avanzo with 2 points as well. Steve Verplanken, number 14, Tyler Falowitz, Trent Brown, all finished with 0 points, but did contribute in terms of the stats column as well, as each of them had a rebound. Looking at Valpo overall, they just did not play up to the level that they're able to play at. And, of course, associate head coach of Valparaiso Beacons, Luke Gore, heading up here. We'll talk to him just shortly. They shot 40% from the field. They were 22 of 55, shooting 23% from outside the perimeter. They're 5 of 22 overall shooting from 3. Most of those 3-pointers actually were made by Kobe King. He had 2. He was 2 of 4 on the night. Shot 69% from the charity stripe, were 11 of 16 overall, with 6 turnovers, had 11 points off of those turnovers, 33 total rebounds, with 24 of those coming on the defensive end, 9 of those on the offensive side for the Beacons. So a good thing that we did see, they're getting some offensive rebounds on their side, had 26 points in the paint, 4 of those fast break points, 1 block, 7 steals, and 14 assists, and led in this game for 4 minutes and 33 seconds, 8 lead changes, and the game was tied for just about 3 minutes, as we are joined up here by associate head coach of the Valparaiso Beacons, Luke Gore. And, Coach, here tonight, it was just, a different game. Some things just didn't go your way, especially late there in the game. Just talk to us about the last minute of the competition, what you told your guys, and exactly what went right and what went wrong.
The last 4 minutes of the game, I thought we played great. Last minute, I thought we did a lot of great things. We gave up that 1 offensive rebound, and we shouldn't. I mean, we were competing on the glass tonight, so we did that well. But we missed multiple easy shots, good looks, not easy shots by any means, but by guys that can really shoot. I mean, Preston had to kick out 3 after Ben and Thomas had some stuff inside, or Kobe, whoever it was. And then Kev had 2 great looks, and we all know Kev's 40% three-point shooter. We want him to shoot that. They executed the last play excellently, down 3 after a missed free throw to get that look with 7. I thought, for the end of the game, I thought it was one of the best finishes we've had. Now, our discipline throughout the game needs to be a lot better. We went for too many shot fakes. We let guys get around. Dalton Banks, we let him get some very easy shots on just not staying down. Domas is a great player, and he got a couple. We just got to be better at those things.
Now, Damask, you mentioned him. He had 23 points at tonight's competition. You did hold him for 6 minutes with 0 points. Just talk about that and the defensive strategy you came up with him in this game and just what didn't go well late.
Well, realistically, we gave him two open looks in the first half where we just weren't disciplined enough. We have to learn. You can't let a guy like him shoot without dribbling. And he had 2 of them. He looked at guys and got it off. We got to be better at that. We were switching a few more things than we normally do. So multiple guys got on him, and those 2 threes you just can't let him have. And then he's a great player. He's one of the best players in the league. So he got some buckets that were tough. Made some good passes. He scored, he assisted, he did everything for him tonight, and really carried the offensive end of the court. So he did a good job. We started trying to get the ball out of his hands. We did a pretty good job at that. And we actually, other than the 2 threes in the first half, I thought for the most part we guarded him decent. But you just can't give him those 2 threes. Those 2 threes get his rhythm going.
Now, Kobe King and Ben Cricky. King had 18 points in tonight's competition, and Cricky was 16. Just talk about how those 2 guys played here tonight. We saw King take a lot of shots, but at the same time, late in that game, he was taking a lot of good attempts that were bringing you guys back within it. Just talk about both of those players as well.
Well, they're so good at taking away the 3, and we weren't hitting threes. And, Ben and Kobe and Thomas, in the second half, we did a much better job. Our whole game plan was to attack inside and get the ball up there. Offense, we talked about it in the pregame, get offensive rebounds, bang it. And that resulted in a lot of good shots by good shooters that just didn't go down tonight. So I thought Kobe and Ben did some good things. Obviously we need to learn from it and get better. I thought we missed some easy passes too. I thought some of our threes we should have won more to a different guy. But they were playing, and we just didn't have enough to get the W tonight. We have to learn from it. Southern's really good. They're a very, very good team. And I thought, we got our mojo at times. And, at the beginning of the game, that long stretch of 7.5 minutes with no timeouts, no nothing going on, with guys coming off break that hadn't practiced hardly at all. I thought they competed to be up 2, I think, after that. But it exhausted Thomas and some other guys for the whole half, and I thought that really hurt us a little bit. So.
Now, one team you're going to be taking on is the Loyola Ramblers in your next game. How does this game prepare you for Loyola, and what are you going to be preparing your guys to take on the Ramblers?
Loyola, they do conceptually a lot of the same things that Southern does. The difference is they're 5 men, or they go small, they go big. They can really score, and they'll play not really smaller, but they'll play with more skilled guys. And I think they're ranked the number 1 mid-major team in the country. So at their place with short rest, and we just got to get after it. They're very good. They're very old. They have, I think, 5-6-year seniors on their team. So we got to bring it, and we're excited for that opportunity. We have to learn from this game, and this game this has got to be an opportunity for growth and an opportunity for us to get better.
Coach, any final thoughts before we close out our interview here?
No, we got to get better. We got to keep working. As coaches, we got to get better. As players, we got to get better. Once again, there's no off nights in the Valley, and we fought, but we got to win this game at home against a very good Southern team. So we got to learn from it and get after the next one.
Well, Coach, thank you for joining us here on our postgame show. Good luck in Chicago against the Ramblers.
Thanks, Zach.
Thank you. Associate head coach of the Valparaiso Beacons, Luke Gore. It was a pleasure to talk to him as usual. Valpo just unable to get the win here today, 63-60. The final score, Salukis will take the win here, and that will put them up into an undefeated category in Valley play as well. We'll finish off some of the stats here. Of course, a couple of the stats, as I mentioned, we'll get into the individual player stats overall. Kobe King with 18 points. He shot 5 of 13, 9 rebounds, so close to a double-double with 3 assists in this competition, as well as he did have 3 steals in this game. And 6 of the 9 rebounds were on the defensive end, 3 of the 9, of course, on the offensive side. Falling in right behind him is number 23, Ben Cricky. He had 16 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 steal. Falling behind Cricky is going to be number 0, Thomas Kithier, with 12 points, 10 rebounds. He did have a double-double here in tonight's game, 2 assists and 3 turnovers overall for the senior. Falling behind Thomas Kithier is going to be number 12, Kevion Taylor, with 6 points, both those on a 3-point attempt. He did surpass the 1,800-point mark. He now has 1,802 total points in his career and 600 rebounds. Both of those are combined with D1 and D2 schools as well. Falling behind Kevion Taylor is going to be number 13, Sheldon Edwards, 4 points and 3 rebounds with 1 steal and 1 assist. Right behind him is going to be number 2, Preston Reedinger, with 3 points coming off of a 3-pointer in the first half. Excuse me, and 3 rebounds, as well as 1 steal overall. And with 1 point in the game, number 10, Aaron Gordon, finishing things off for the Beacons. And number 4, Darius Diavero, getting some playing time, but did not score. We're going to look into some of the final scores around the Valley here before we stop things here on our Lakeshore Bone and Joint post-game show, as we'll end things there after we get some of these scores from the final scores around the Valley. Drake beats Evansville by just 1 point. A lot of very close games here in Valley play tonight. All of these games coming within 3 points. Actually, this was the biggest gap in terms of margin in the Valley games here tonight, as Southern Illinois beat Valparaiso 63-60. That's one of the biggest margins that we've really seen overall, with the biggest margin coming of Loyola Chicago beating Bradley by 7. That wasn't an overtime game, 78-71 there in that overtime game. And then 2 one-point games in the Valley. UNI taking on Missouri State. Missouri State was up by 1 at half, and Northern Iowa taking another win over Missouri State, 85-84, winning in Missouri. And another big win coming here for the Drake Bulldogs over the Evansville Purple Aces. Drake winning by 1, 60-59. That game was within 1 for the last 2 minutes of competition. It was really just back and forth action. And man, what a game that was as well. And a couple of scores just to look at here overall in college basketball. Eventually, when we do get the updates here, and, just looking at Valley play overall, it's just a battle back and forth all the time. We're just seeing teams go at it. And, even as associate head coach of the Valparaiso Beacons, Luke Gore said, it's the Valley. You never know what to expect. Every team's just going to keep competing with one another. And they did here tonight against the Southern Illinois Salukis. And we're going to close things out here on our Lakeshore Bone and Joint post-game show. And, of course, we hope that you join us tomorrow, January 9th, on the Valpo Sports Radio Network, as the women's basketball team will be taking on the University of Drake, as myself, Zach Collins, will have that call for you at 1 o'clock with a pregame show starting at 12:30. We'd like to give a quick shout-out to our sponsors who made tonight's broadcast possible, including Hungry Howie's, First Source Bank, Allegiance Credit Union, Culver's, Holiday Inn Express, Lakeshore Bone and Joint, Royal Excursions, Wings Etc., Berkshire Hathaway, Honnold & Feller, Pepsi, Bud Light, Terry's Discount Windows, Northwest Health, and Ticket Smarter. We'd also like to thank our engineer who made tonight's broadcast possible, with Oliver back in the studio. Oliver, you are a pleasure to have, and you do a great job as always here as our engineer in studio. So once again, thank you for all of your hard work from last semester and continuing on break and leading to this next semester. It's been great to have you on staff as well as having you on tonight's broadcast. Tonight's presentation of Valparaiso basketball has been an exclusive presentation of Van Wagner Sports and Entertainment. The general manager for Van Wagner for Valparaiso is David Kay. This broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Valparaiso men's basketball here on WVUR 95.1 FM. And any reproduction, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the express written consent of WVUR is prohibited. The general manager of WVUR is Garrett Willis. The sports director for WVUR is Jeremy Lubke. And the programming director for WVUR is myself, Zach Collins. Once again, your final score here from the Arc is SIU 63, Valparaiso 60. I'm Zach Collins. Thank you for listening to another presentation of Valparaiso basketball here on the Valpo Sports Radio Network. Enjoy what is left of your Saturday night. Stay safe out there, folks. It's got freezing rain and it's very slick out. So if you're going out to drive, please be safe and be alert of everyone around you. And have a great rest of your weekend as we say good night from the Vale of Paradise. Ticket Smarter is glad we are back to holding live events. If you are looking to buy tickets to the best sports, concerts, and theater events, all at the very best price, look no further than Ticketsmarter.com or on the app. Buying tickets at Ticketsmarter will help support children in need. For every ticket transaction on Ticketsmarter, $1 will be donated to a children's charity. Ticketsmarter is proud to be the official ticketing partner of bowl season. Ticketsmarter, a smarter way to buy tickets.
Terry's Discount Windows is a local family-ran Christian business serving the Valparaiso community since 2003. They specialize in windows, siding, doors, and more. Terry's Discount Windows has been voted 6 straight years the Post-Tribune Neighbor's Choice Award for Best Window and Siding Company. Terry's also has been voted twice to the Times Best of the Region. Terry's sells the best quality and most energy-efficient windows and siding on the market today. Call Terry's at 219-476-0400 for a free in-home estimate or visit them online at terrysdiscountwindows.com. Mention Valpo Crusaders and receive additional savings.
That was another presentation of Valparaiso Beacon Athletics on the Source 95 and the Valpo Sports Radio Network. Any reproduction, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the expressed written consent of the Source 95 management is prohibited. We thank you for listening to today's event as we now return you to regularly scheduled programming on the Source 95 WVUR FM Valparaiso, the Valpo Sports Radio Network.